There's a couple hours left in a pretty negative afternoon once again, although we are trying ever so valiantly here to get off the lows. That's a look at how the market overall is shaping up here this afternoon, 1.6% for the NASDAQ, still leading the way to the downside. It's been that way most of the day. Unfortunately, another bit of a rout here for tech shares, specifically the semiconductors. NVIDIA has been a problem all day, to say the least, on this Chinese story. We'll talk a little bit about it coming up here. You can see the S&P 0.7, 0.3 there for the Dow. 1.3 now for the TSX, back to the downside. 0.8 there for Brazil. Crude oil off 3.6% and just made a fresh low on the day. So all the energy stocks under significant pressure. Bitcoin down, Ethereum down. Yeah, you get the picture. It kind of feels like Friday, but it's not a Friday around here. We tried to bounce there. It was all about healthcare stocks that were coming back into the green a little bit. Pharmaceutical names, some of the healthcare equipment makers as well, back to the upside. Look at the utilities group as well. Basically all green here, not monstrous moves, but notable anyways. Consumer staple stocks still downside throughout the afternoon. Same story for communication services. Match, Warner Brothers, Take-Two. All leading the way. I saw Facebook here a minute ago, but don't see it right now. Twitter, a little change. Dish, there, a little change as well. Material, very weak. Same story for energy names down here. Very weak. Every single one of them in negative territory. VLO leading 5.3 in the red right now. I mentioned NVIDIA. A bit of a problem, still a bit of a problem. 11% to the downside. AMD, not much better. 6.2% MPWR, to name a few. All the semiconductors lower on the day. DXC here in the software names, higher on the day, trying to bounce. There are a few other software names coming back too. The upside, it's been about the NASDAQ all day, continues to be about tech shares. Hope your afternoon is going well. Welcome back in. We'll discuss a few things we were talking about in the pre-market. A ton of opportunities this morning, really. You just had to pick and choose where you were focusing because it was a very busy morning. Sean is here. He's going to lead us and talk a little bit about one of his trades today.
Hey guys, welcome to your trade of the day. It's brought to you by Day Trade the World. Make sure you click that QR code on the bottom to start your journey with Day Trade the World today. Look, I mean, it was pretty simple. I can show you the sticky note here. It was the #1 name on the sticky note, and it's going to be AMD. And why is it going to be AMD? It's because of NVIDIA. There was news today about their AI chips and being shipped to China. No more starting, I think it was next year. But NVIDIA today down 11%. Not only that, it was looking at that 140. It took down its 52-week low and just kept on collapsing basically. So I couldn't really find any levels on NVIDIA. I already had made the move. When we came in, it was down 4 or 5%. So now you can see it's extended down 11%. It was down at one point over 12%. But I found AMD, and yesterday we had an 84 top. I just want to show you this little chart right here. Advanced micro and the semis. Every day, probably for the last 1 to 2 weeks, we've been writing short ideas for AMD. So again, it's kind of like muscle memory. Trade what you've been trading and stick with a bias one way until something changes. I talked about not wanting to go long this name until we get above 90. So that's kind of what we're doing. Look how this just keeps collapsing down. Yesterday's bottom of $84 right here. That was going to be a level that I wanted to watch for AMD in case we pop back up on this negative news for NVIDIA. It was like, nah, I don't think AMD is going to make a move back up. So let's just short it. And again, you know, coming in today, the NASDAQ, which we have right here, is now down 1.5%, but we started the day already down close to that 1%, maybe a little bit less, but it was already a red day. So here's AMD in the pre-market. It's kind of just barcoding in and around 83. Now, I was waiting for up here, that 84 bottom from the day before, but that didn't come into play. So we let it settle down for the first couple minutes. Once I'm seeing that 83, it doesn't want to take out that top, and we're watching NVIDIA just start to fade out here all morning, fade down. I was like, you know what? Within the first couple minutes, let's just put on a short here for AMD, and that's what we wind up doing. And we go short at about, I think it was about 82.60, something like that. We were waiting for a little bit of a higher print. We just missed a higher print at about 82.80 or 82.90. Just missed it on that wick right there. So we push it down, and then we just start to get out, because as it's coming down, we're trying to find out about 82, 81.50. That's 81.50 right there. Falls all the way down. Our last take. So we're in, we hold 20%, for 80, because guess what? It comes down to $80 even. That's always a trigger spot for us, right? 80 even, 85, 90, that kind of talk. So we get out on an even dollar level there, right? Then all of a sudden, this is where it gets a little tricky, because then we just start to go long, and the long starts working because we're bouncing it off of 80, right? It works until it doesn't, and we wind up getting out. But the thing is that as it's breaking back down below 80 here, you know, we're using some of these levels, but every time it pops up, we're slowly getting them out. Like, it doesn't, there's a lot of executions here, and I understand that a lot of you traders won't be able to trade like this, but, you know, up, get a little bit out, let it fall back down. And then this is where you were kind of just spinning through fees here. Now remember, we actually get paid to trade a little bit here at Day Trade the World if we add liquidity. So down here, I'm trying to defend this bottom of 78.50. Buys, buys, buys. Eventually it cracks that 78.50 and we get out, but it doesn't have too much volume. So we get it right back in as it breaks back above the 50 period. And this is where the money kind of starts flowing in on the long. So we make the money on the short, then we take a long again at 78.50, bust this all the way up. Our best out is near 80, and we're approaching there again. So look, lesson learned on this name is just a few things. If you're seeing, you know, a stock similar on a downtrend, right? Go over to a name that you're more comfortable trading. I'm comfortable trading NVIDIA, but we've just been trading AMD over and over again. So more comfortable with share size, more comfortable with the moves, and I've just been watching it, right? So something's double the price in NVIDIA versus AMD up here, so we pick this one. And then, you know, the one lesson that I really did learn, and I think that's important for you guys here on the Trade of the Day, is it wasn't settled here yet. The volumes were still pretty high back at about 10:30, 10:40. Should not have started to buy here, although it was working out fine. It wasn't great, and it was nerve-wracking, and if I don't get out, then look at this big drop down and you lose everything, right? So I feel like you got to sort of wait for these things to try to bottom out a bit, and that's going to be the hardest thing to pick. Like, where is the bottom? And if you're going to try to bottom pick, then make sure you do it close enough to the bottom that when you're wrong, you don't give back what you've made early. So we kind of let it settle down, let the volume sort of settle down a little bit here, and then start to pick some of these longs and watch it go back up to the upside. So again, AMD on news with NVIDIA, play the momentum, don't try to get too cute with it, and it's your trade of the day.
Chip makers right across the board coming off that story. We'll show you in a second here, but NVIDIA, the main culprit in this story, all of it was on that this morning, guys. Make sure you grab that every single morning in the pre-market. Free for you every single day. You can use a QR code or grab that link. Watchlist.tradertv.live. You enter your email address. We send it right to your inbox now. Absolutely free every single day. Here we go. A few things of note here this afternoon as we head into the final couple hours of the day. OKTA, I'm sure we'll discuss a little bit as well if we could there. Lucas, thank you so much. To the downside on a full year 23 forecast cut. We'll get to OKTA still sliding. So this was the initial story this morning. The U.S. export ban on some advanced AI chips. And then down here, they talk about NVIDIA and AMD specifically. And then NVIDIA comes out and says, oh, wait a minute. They're going to allow the export of these chips up until exactly today, 1 year from now. So September 1st, in this note, it says September 1st, 2023 is when the cutoff will be. It's the A100, H100. I'm not a chip person, but I'm sure whoever is will be familiar with those chips for NVIDIA. So all about the chip makers today. It really hasn't been anything else as far as the downside move is concerned. It's been chips, it's been tech stocks all day.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, not
Kid
too
is
much.
back. He's back. How was your lunch?
It's great.
Good. We had salad. Did you have the salad? Did you have Neil's salad, or you crushed that pizza?
I went with the pizza.
All right. Some little chicken on there, some onion. I thought
Yeah,
some
nice
nice
little protein, you know?
Yeah, exactly. There was some roasted peppers on there, I
Yeah.
believe. So, all right, a good lunch. But yeah, those chip plays. I mean, why don't you discuss? I mean, your biggest trade of the day, I think, was that NVIDIA break of 140. Of course, that was the 52-week level. I've already sort of discussed my AMD, but why don't you show that trade that you really liked there?
Yeah, sure. It's so, you know, like you guys saw in the morning, kind of short that bottom. Really wanted the short because we just could not get above VWAP as mentioned, and like that 144 level, you know, didn't even touch. Kind of could have risked off that level. Could have risked off 145. Sean mentioned he wanted the 84 level on AMD. For me, I wanted that like that pop above 146, 147 for then the fade back down, but you know, couldn't get it. Not always do you want to chase weakness, but you know, when you get the kind of headline that comes through today, I think it's okay. I think it's okay, you know, name down 10%. You know, this thing bottomed out at 33, right? So had the short there, and here's the thing. If you're looking at the chart here, it looks kind of silly. It's like short here, cover, short here, more size on the 140 break, huge psychological level. There was size at the level. You take the breakdown, you take the fill, and that's it. Obviously, you know, wanted to hold a piece, and it would have been really nice if I could have got out, you know, at the bottom over here at 133. Not a perfect trader, always working on it, trying to get better. But the main thing that I want to highlight from this is, and this is what a lot of traders say, right? You have to capture, it's our job as day traders, capture, you know, 20% of the move, 30% of the move, whatever it is, 10% of the move. Like, you're not going to capture the whole move every time. You probably can't replicate that, but you can capture some of the move. This was, I could have done better, but from here to here, call it, you know, looking at it just off the top of my head, 15, 20%, you know, not bad, not bad, and pays the bills, right? So solid trade over there, but yeah, to get better, I could have held some there. And one thing I also want to mention is if you take like a 140 breakdown and you're in the money, like you got to expect the pops back to the upside. And this pop to the upside actually came up and went through 140 and then instantly rejected. So it's something that you don't necessarily want to have your stop. Like if you're in the money, you don't want to have your stop at like 140.01, especially on a name like NVIDIA, because it's going to come back. It's going to flirt with that level. It's going to go give or take 20 cents. You really got to be, you know, call it discretionary on where you're putting your stop there. Put it in an area where you think, okay, if it does get back to this level, everybody is squeezed. So like in this case, you could have maybe had it at VWAP 141, which really does open up your risk, but that's why you pay yourself. You pay yourself on the way down so that you can hold for the bigger move on the last portion of the trade. You know, definitely something that I'm going to work on and try to get better at. But altogether, it was a great trade. You know, hopefully you guys made a bunch of money, whether you're trading NVIDIA or AMD. You know, just make sure you're picking the name that makes the most sense to you, and things go well.
Yeah, good talk. I think that's great advice. And I mean, that's the most important thing. Like Luca chose NVIDIA, more comfortable with it, like those levels a little bit better. And obviously I'm here on AMD. Let's go AMD, let's go, yeah. Because right now we are in that long again off that bottom. So we're right now $1 in the money. We're making a lot of money back. I mean, we're still not gonna have a green day. And we'll talk about that. We made some missteps on Meta today, which is going to be unfortunate. We will talk about Meta, although we have a nice winner on board now. The day's still not over, but it's not young either. I mean, we could go green today. Why not? Meta with a nice move back up to the upside. We'll talk about that when we get there. And I was telling Luca right here, you see that's the rundown there. So next we'll talk about big tech China. But AMD, here it goes. The moves back up. We're taking down VWAP right now, 80.14. Let's see where it goes. I think AMD is probably done for the day as far as going down. That's what I'm thinking. We have the 200 period right here. Obviously, it's starting to turn up. We've broke through the 50 period, and that's really where I went long, right? And I was saying that the mistake. Yo, what's up, Justin? How's it going, buddy? I'm thinking that, you know, breaking through that 50 period right there, that was a pretty key spot. Take the long and back up to the upside. There it goes, yeah. Good little run. Let's go, baby. Nice little upside move here in AMD as we start to take some of these levels out again. So there's the bit. Oh yeah, here's what I was talking about before. You know, buying these and just kind of like not really being patient enough with it. But the thing is like, sure, it's working now when it breaks that 50 period, but like, why is breaking there different than there, different than there, different than all these spots? Key is it's not really, right? You got to have your out. So when you're taking these longs, like look at these longs. This is 78.90, right? 78.90, 79. This out is 25 cents. We take the long right there at 79, breaking through 79. Our first outs are 25 cents. Then it just starts to extend, and you can see, you know, the rest is history, but to the upside. So well worth the risk to reward on some of these plays. You got to let these things settle down and then hit them. There's always a trade, even if the stock is down on the day, and we'll talk about Okta. I wound up taking $5 on that trade or something like that. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but so far so good here on holding the AMD long, Brendo.
Great. Our friend Justin Kozach just came running out from the back, Day Trade the World marketing guy, Justin, to tell me, he saw us talking about the watch list, and he said, you can actually go to tradertv.live right now, just the website itself, and there'll be a pop-up that comes up right in front of your face that you can sign up for the watch list. So you can also still use watchlist.tradertv.live, but go right to the website. There's a pop-up for you for the watch list as well. All right, big tech was kind of back on watch as well. On this note this morning, China back to COVID-19 lockdowns, really? So that had Apple downside a little bit in the pre-market. We have bounced obviously off of that, but more worries coming out of China from a different angle as well.
It's strange because I didn't look at Apple today. I mean, I'm looking at the chart now, and I mean, Apple's a kind of a funny one. Yeah, let's go Google. Big win here for me on Google right now off reload, and I actually got the shares when I was up doing the trade of the day, so that's nice. Here's Apple. Let's just look at it from a 1 minute chart here. So far, what was happening today? Oh wow, we traded a lot of that yesterday, and none of it today. So yeah, pretty flat. I mean, if you were going to use any levels, I always like to use yesterday's kind of bottom areas if you are looking for shorts, because you always try to think like, why didn't it break yesterday and now it's opened underneath it again, right? So sometimes that worked for us for AMD, but AMD never got to 84. So right there on Apple, 157.60 or so as the high, coinciding with yesterday's bottom. You open up, and actually Apple kind of took off before fading out, and this is a pretty. For me, it's a pretty ugly chart. I mean, I don't really see much happening. These lines just back and forth, not doing anything. Again, 50 period, 200 period, VWAP right there. And I mean, now you're starting to turn up. I don't know. I don't really like this name here today, Apple. That's why I didn't trade it. Wasn't able to really see anything involved with that. For me, the biggest, I traded Meta, and we'll talk about that maybe as we go, but I really want to try to focus on Google here, because Google was, again, we took it off some of those pre-market lows, and it just went down the rest of the way, and this is why we're going to be red today. We kept getting out every time it broke key levels. We didn't give it a chance to base out like this. Like, you notice how this is kind of basing out right here? Well, like when we're going long, it's into these moves that are on the downside, right? So we never even saw an opportunity to base out. So really missed it down here at 107.50, just trying to catch these falling swords early on Google. But now, we're trying to protect that 108 level. So 108 right here, we've taken a couple longs. Bounce back up. So, it's been making money here. That's 60 cents. That's, 30 or 40 cents there off of some of that bottom. That bottom right there, 108, 107.90. We just got the reload. Now you're back up to 108. But either way, unless this market really starts to blast off here, I feel like you want to stick with a name like Google. Look at the relative strength. You're flat on Google on the day, 0.6, right? NASDAQ, 1.43 to the downside. So, yeah, big cap tech is actually, like, imagine how far down, Luca, this market would be. Like Apple right now on the day, 0.6, nothing. That's, the market's down 1.4. Google flat on the day, right? The other stock that I've been trying to deal with today, Meta, only 0.45, 0.5, right? And so some of these names continue to be pretty strong against the market. It's the chip names that are holding this down. So whatever the China worries are is fine. It's these chip names on that news from NVIDIA today that is really sending this market to the downside.
Yeah, absolutely. And another Chinese name that I just want to quickly talk about is Atxg, the IPO from yesterday. Man, this thing got crushed today, down 96%. Opened the day at 650. We talked about it in the morning. And again, pure entertainment, just watching. That first halt was absolutely destruction for the name. And this thing just halted to the downside. Not real amounts of trades. Only maybe 270,000 shares traded today from what I'm seeing. But this thing is down at $30, And it didn't take rocket science to understand that while it was at 600, it's like this could be a $10 stock in the next couple days, right? It's kind of, and if you Google the name, you'll see it's another Chinese mystery, U.S. IPO. Jeez. This thing down 96%, back down 30. Hopefully everybody's safe on this name. Not a name that I think day traders are trading. Kind of wild, now back down. But just to kind of give perspective, it's like there's not really like range on this. I mean, it shows down 95%, but who knows what this company is, what they do. Who knows like if there's any real information on it. You just got to be careful with these names. But yeah, this is kind of crazy today, and I just wanted to point it out. And somebody said, yeah, Luca told you short Atxg at 600. Hopefully you had that, man, because that's a crazy trade. So hats off to you if you had that. I did not. I was just watching this. Corner of my screen, glancing over and saying to myself, man, there it goes. Oh, now it's at 100. Oh, now it's at 90. Okay, now it's at 30. So, yeah, this thing definitely exciting to watch, but a little dangerous to trade for me, for my book. So, stay away from that. But I think going forward, if we get any more of these kind of Chinese IPOs that come out, we should definitely keep an eye on that.
Oh, there's more. There's more to come. There's plenty. There's always more to come. Next week, in fact. Watch out for the week ahead video. We're going to have a few in that. Here we go. Some more Chinese talk for you this afternoon. Mullen, first of all, not Chinese, but an EV maker was up this morning on this note. Was up. Had a few people, thank you, on Twitter notifying me that it is no longer up, but this is why. WaterGen. They're teaming up with this WaterGen company to generate water from the air in cars, which is a crazy story, but yeah, Mullen getting a little bit of a pop on that. And then we get this, we get Li Auto deliveries, we get Xpeng deliveries, and we get NIO deliveries as well. Watch out for this one next week. NIO is typically a couple days before they report earnings. They say they're going to report earnings, and right now it says the 7th. So we may or may not get NIO earnings next week.
Yeah, we may or may not get them, but no matter what, we'll get those delivery numbers today. Look at Google, man, 108.40 right now. Okay, we'll take that one. Look at AMD as well, as that continues to make new highs. Well, not new highs, but taking out that 50 period and continuing to try to get back to flat, which is not happening. Okay, so today, look, it's a bucket. We're not out a lot of money here on NIO. First of all, hit the like button. That's the first thing. Let's hit the like button. Let's get that going a little bit here. I think we had a record number of likes, 2,900 for the first show. Let's see if we can do that again. Hit the like button because we also have Danielle Shea coming in 20 minutes. So if you need some information on options or have any questions like that, put them in the chat, Bear vs. Bulls. If you do see anything, send them through, and we'll definitely have a quick question for that. Quick over to Brendo.
Just to disappoint everyone, Danielle Shea is taking an extra long weekend on the long weekend, so sadly we do not have Miss Shea today. Sorry, guys.
I just blew up in my face. That was good. So about that option thing. Extra long weekend must be nice, Miss Danielle, but enjoy as we go on that one. So my bad on that. Thanks to Brendan for the quick little interruption there before I kept talking about it. So, all right, let's go back over to NIO quickly. So sorry about that, but still hit the like button. Okay, so, we try to defend this 18 area. I mean, I talked about it earlier that we thought NIO could hold 19. We didn't even look at it. There are always dramatic moves to the downside here for NIO, and it happened, or both ways off the open. It's just a dramatic move off the open. Here it comes, all the way back to the downside now. And now we're just starting to buy it a little bit here at 18, trying to defend that 1850 level. Worked once, worked twice. Then we tried it again and dropped it out, and it fell back down. So, it's going to be roughly a flat trade for us today, but at the same time, how do I know it's going to stop at 18? I don't. But if I like the name and I'm trying at 1850, I think I should have tried it again down there at 18. If you look at a daily chart here for NIO, I mean, we've already dipped down. I mean, that bottom is 1773 there. So maybe there was something, and maybe again right there, that's today down there to 1810 or whatever it was. But 18 could have been something, but I also thought that right here, 1850 was something as well. So pokes its head down, now makes a move back up. Look, I mean, I think we just have to wait for earnings on this play. I'm not super excited about it now that we're below. I only want to get excited to buy stock above the 50-period moving average. Right now, that's at $20.55 for NIO. So, no real love there. You can drop again. If this market wants to retest lows, then you don't want to be in any of these Chinese names, in my opinion. You want to stay in some high-quality U.S. names because you never know what's going to happen. Remember, we have those audits going through as well. So, NIO down 6%. Let's just check out BOVESPA quickly here to see what they're down. Yeah, down 2. So, again, much more double the market here on BOVESPA. And again, I like this name, but I like it back into this support down here, 88, 90, something like that. So for me, I think you want to watch BOVESPA and you want to watch NIO, and that's the ones I'm most comfortable trading. But I should be more comfortable trading Google because, the amount of money that we've made back here is oops, that's still a daily chart, is nice. Oh, Google's right at that level right now. So I'm just going to quickly punch out here, 56, 57, if I can get it. There we go. We get a 57 offer and get that out as that approaches right back to VWAP off some of these buys. So buy right there. We hit this pretty good, man. And we're holding out for that dream. So now we've only got 30% or maybe even less than that. Yes, 25%. Actually, What am I doing? Exactly 25% left on this. We did have 30. We take out 5% there. Now we'll see if Google can make it back to you know, some of those open spots where we went up to 110.40 today. Let's see if Google can get going there. But did you trade anything on the Chinese side of things today? I don't think you did.
I did not. No, did not. But I was just quickly glancing over at NEO, and you know, well below that $20 area, you know, like psychological area. I think that worth a look at the daily, and the low, recent low being around like that 1775 area. You know, like you mentioned, I kind of agree with that. It's like, you know, if the bottom starts to fall out and we do trend down, it's like you got to be very cautious with some of these names. And, you know, it's like I'm actually surprised that NEO is not above 25 right now. Like, I thought we would have bottomed out and then just continue the trend higher. But I guess goes to the fact that, you know, if there's a potential delisting, like who knows what happens, just a lot of uncertainty. So you're just getting that sideways action. You know, great to rebate trade, to range trade, you know, let the range set itself up. But yeah, we see the same kind of pattern on NEO every single time. It like picks a direction, makes its move, and then for the rest of the day, kind of muted. So great to just recycle shares on. But for me, yeah, it was a no trade today. And speaking of Alibaba, kind of funny, like I actually never trade Alibaba. And even when I'm in the back there, I hear Neil talking about it all the time. Oh, Alibaba 100, Alibaba 90, and this is like on a week-by-week basis. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm like, oh, 100, maybe I should trade this today. And then I look, I'm like, you know what, I don't really have like extreme amount of success on this. But yeah, definitely like from the daily perspective, in towards the bottom of the range, that 90 area, or sorry, that 80 area, kind of interesting. You know, short-term bottom being like the 88, 89, as Sean mentioned. And that 80 area kind of looking like a very, very strong support level. I mean, like I assume the company is like making money and like they're doing well. Like it's a big company, right? So it's, you know, like maybe defend that area, like if it does get there. But you know the rule, don't diddle in the middle, and this thing just had VWAP right now. So yeah, just no trade for me today. All about chips today for me.
Before we go here, the wife, see this is how you get in trouble. Like, I mean, I get in trouble all the time, but from the financial side of things here. She's sending me this from the X here. I don't know, does anybody know this company? We never talk about this. They must still be private. Vinfast right now. So there's an electric. Do we know that one, Brendo? I don't know. This is a VF9. You know, they're at the exhibition here. So she says it's gorgeous, but to me, it's a little too big. Like, you know, we're trying to, you know, our kids are getting bigger, but you know, with the hockey equipment, things like that all the time, baseball equipment, you need sort of that back. I have the Volkswagen Atlas R line right now, but you know, to switch into something that was electric over there, I don't know, Vinfast. You heard of that, Brendo?
Have not, actually. It's the first time I've ever seen that. That looks pretty cool, though. Sorry?
I don't know if your wife is sending you pictures of cars she wants, but nope. that's what mine does. But Vinfast, I know, the Rivian's nice, but this is a strange one. I'm going to have to look that up.
Definitely. It looks great. Microvision just popping up here, guys. If you remember going back to, I want to say mid last year, there was a deal between this company and Microsoft on some goggles, VR goggles for the Army. Apparently that deal is now done and deliveries are set to start. So MVIS just popping up there on a volume spike. Microsoft not really doing anything on that note. Let's talk about Zoom. Zoom was interesting today, but midday this thing started to go on a CNN report. I don't think I've ever said that on this show, but CNN apparently reporting multiple, not just one, but multiple interested parties as far as a takeover potentially for Zoom. So you can see the heavy volume came in, got this thing back above 80. Started to go back towards day highs there just a few minutes ago, trying to get green again for Zoom.
Oh, it's Vinfast. Okay, Lucas just dropped it in the chat here. I got to find out what that, I can't see, I have to expand that if there's a symbol to that. That's pretty cool. And I'd like to find out some more about it. I just wanted to go over quickly, I know that we're talking about Zoom and I will go over that, but that Microsoft story is pretty interesting. It's probably helping the NASDAQ continue to make the move to the upside. Of course, Microsoft being a constituent of that NASDAQ 100, so you are seeing the futures trying to get back to Greensville, actually. Like now you're only down 0.9. Could happen. There goes Microsoft. I know, it's funny. Were you laughing at that Greensville? Yeah, I don't know. But right there, 258 possibly for Microsoft getting taken out, but that's a nice little move up. Look, this is the thing. So I give Prad investment advice all the time. you know, some work, some doesn't. But, you know, the one name to go for if you are, you know, trying to find out, like, where am I going to invest, what's something to buy on dips, it's why I'm buying Google, it's why I'm buying Microsoft, some of these bigger names. And quite frankly, there are a lot of government contracts that these guys get all the time, like Microsoft, Google, with these glasses here with the Army. Google has data, so does Amazon, deals with not just the US government, governments all over the world. So no matter sort of what happens with the consumer, there still is an underlying bid for these stocks just because the revenues are guaranteed, I think, anyways, from those government side of things. So that's a nice little bump up there for Microsoft, so I do expect that to get going. However, you're still down 1.35% on Microsoft while the NASDAQ is only now down. Wow. This is going to be a nice little run back here. I'm pretty impressed.
Are we going to break?
I'm pretty impressed with this right here, to be honest with you. But let's go over to ZM. So, yeah, I think these guys were talking about it on the midday show here. And then Zoom just all of a sudden took off. And I believe the talk, did you say what time that happened? I mean, I guess it's just in here. Yeah, it must have been right around 12:30. Starts to go off there. It must have been the halftime show or something like that CNN, you said, not CNBC. Nice little move to the upside there for Zoom. I do think Zoom is a takeover candidate, and I've actually talked about this live on the show before. I talked about it when they had their earnings play. And why? Because they have a lot of customers. They have a lot of small business customers. They have a lot of retail like us. We're the ones using Zoom. They have to monetize and they have to do a better job at getting those corporate contracts. Microsoft Teams, I mean, you want to talk about what I was just talking about there with Microsoft having a bid under it. Everyone's loving Teams right now. So that's from what I'm hearing. Microsoft getting that. But look, I mean, if you're going to take Zoom over, I mean, right now, $79. I mean, you know, what does the board accept at some point for a takeover? Even if you got Zoom back up to $100, you know, that's 30% higher than where it is now. So I don't know. I think that there is something in that. It's just been beat down so much. And again, these guys have they have tons of revenue. They just can't turn it over into profits, right? So, wow. I mean, I want to keep talking about these topics, but like some of these plays, my man, like right back to 109 now. I mean, I know you like your Spros, but this market has had a bit of caffeine just like injected into it. And this is, it's so frustrating because like, why? Why is the market bumping up right now? And why didn't this happen when I had a lot of shares in some of these names early on? And I know you were trying to fight the bottom in some of these names as well.
Yeah.
And so was I. And honestly, sometimes you just want to like knock yourself out because like I cannot put my mind around why this is rallying right now. But hey, maybe too far, too fast there this morning. But any little talk on Zoom, that chart says it all in my opinion.
I think, I want to show, I'll show my AMD in a second in terms of fighting the bottom there. But I want to talk about Zoom very quickly, just on topic. Before COVID, this is where we were. We were at $70, we were at $80. Then you had COVID, obviously everybody working from home, everybody using Teams, using Zoom. And this was the run-up, right? This is the daily chart, right? This is the run-up. Then you had the kind of cooled off, fell back down, and now we're back in those previous levels. So like erasing all of the COVID gains, right? So, you know, it kind of makes sense. I mean, obviously, like they have that kind of infrastructure in place, so it makes sense to me. And, you know, I mean, if I had to guess, like, these executives, they'll take what they can get, right? Because this was the run. Anybody who didn't sell in this area, like this was at like $500. This was like $570. What was the high here? It was like almost $600 per share. And now this thing is back down at $80. And this is what? This is like Kathy Woods like loading the boat here on these dips. Like, I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of, you know, like I really can't see this name getting even back up to these levels over here. Huge resistance up at the 250 area. So, you know, it kind of makes sense, and I wouldn't be surprised if that comes through. And if it does, I'll be interested to see like what the price is, what buyout price is, who's interested. Always interesting kind of reading the news and staying up to date on these things. But yeah, going back quickly to talk about like fighting the bottoms. And guys, the market is now making a high. I think the ES is now making a high. Like what was the previous high here? Was that like 39, 48 and a half-ish? It now made a high. Like it reversed everything. That's absolutely wow. That's kind of insane. And this is the move that I was actually looking for on AMD. And it's like fighting the bottom at the 79 area, try not to like kill myself getting chopped to death here. But I thought like we're gonna get this extended move, but I thought it was gonna happen over here. So I'm like, okay, let me like load the boat here, lots of size, like tight risk type thing, try to kind of play some over-unders, and just died off, like nothing. And then randomly, 1 o'clock, midday, when no one's watching, okay, and I said this to Sean, I was like, watch, this thing is gonna like try to kill all the traders, and then when everybody's like, all right, I'm done with this, I'm going to lunch, it's like, then you're gonna have the move. So yeah, try to view up short here, didn't work, quickly got out of that. That was basically no risk. Pretty not upset with that one, but yeah, this thing just kind of steaming to the upside now. Somebody called NVIDIA 140 coming. I have no idea where NVIDIA is right now, but yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, this thing back above VWAP now, is this gonna like reverse the whole move as well?
Wow, it's only down 8, yeah.
Jesus. I mean, obviously, you know, very, very like weak on the day, but you know, NVIDIA now like 137.70. You know, will this thing get back to 140? I will not be surprised.
Can we get some likes getting thrown around here right now? Only 400, almost 500 likes. But all right, let's go over to Brendo because yeah, oil is something that we haven't really looked at, and I might be on the wrong contract because I don't know if it's still V22 or not. Is that the right price for oil there, Brendan? 86.50?
Yeah, I'll show you a daily chart here. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about it because we're right back. Here's the daily chart. We're right back to these mid-August lows on the way down after 3 days. Straight to the downside here once again for crude. Yeah, still V at this point, guys, but what an ugly chart this looks like.
Guys, light up that like button if you're long. Like, light it up. Look at the longs right now coming through. I will talk about oil, but look at this Meta long. Look at the print we have here on Meta. It's just so stupid. I'm so frustrated that like I don't have like a lot of shares here, but I have no idea why this was the bottom and why this wasn't, or why these weren't the bottoms. But wow, we are now $3.35 in the money on Meta as it's taking out these tops. Like we just, you know, we only have 20% left. This is why it's like, it's fun and it's great to make these trades, but honestly, we were like spending most of the time licking wounds on these longs because today seems pretty ridiculous to try to hold longs until a move like this happens. I mean, that's absolutely unbelievable. Back to 164 right there on Meta. Remember, I thought I got like made fun of when I was talking the market was down 1%. I'm like, maybe we go back to Greensville, almost 40% of the way there right now. Probably we don't, and that's a big extension there. No idea what's lifting this market right here, but it is. Yeah, down 4%, almost 4% here for crude oil. So, I mean, it's a big move down. And I can't like tout the oil move when it goes to 94, 95 and tell you guys that I was talking about buying it at these levels. Well, I'm talking about buying it at these levels again, right? So when you're looking at oil down here, I'm just going to go to let's go to a 60-minute chart quickly. I hope this doesn't take too long to load. It might do that, but what a move to the downside, man. It was just at 95. I mean, I didn't even realize we got to 97. Hopefully, it sucks. Next time I'll load this up before we go to it. But oil again, making that move all the way back. Forget it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it on eSignal. CL $F. We can get this looking this real quick here. Here's the oil chart right here. So this is what I'm talking about. There's the move all the way back into this support. So. Look, I don't know why. I mean, Brennan, gave a case there, but I don't think it needs to be breaking some of these levels. But what I think doesn't matter. OPEC's going to be in charge of supply here. I feel like the demand, obviously, with China coming offline again, maybe with these COVID protocols, that sort of halts some of the production and some of the use of oil in those major factories over there. So I could see why oil's come back down, but that's a pretty dramatic move in the last 4 days or 3 days, coming from 97 right back down into 85. Why is 85 key? You go back here to October, November, right? This is not a stock. Like when you're talking about oil, it should respect some of these levels coming through here, but at the same time, I just looked at the pump, man. I saw 147 on the way in, $1.47 a liter. So that's come way back in. Even my kids are like, wow, Dad, because we used to play a game when it was like $2.01, like $2.01 a liter, so on and so forth to the upside. And now they're like, wow, Dad, it's 140. I'm like, yeah. So trying to teach them a little bit about this. But anyways, the thing about it is we've seen that gas go sort of to the upside as well. Oil right now is pulling back in. I just want to remind everybody there's Russian sanctions that are coming on board in the next couple months to sort of freeze gas and things like that. So, I mean, I know there's news about Gazprom today and different things like that. So, I don't know. For me, oil's a buy down here. And the good thing about oil is you can buy some ETFs that'll give you a dividend to play this through. So, not just XLE, but there's other names. Or you can buy the big oil, CVX, XOM, collect a dividend dividend while this is all happening. But I'm really surprised that oil's back down here, and I think it's a buy. I mean, I think you always want to diversify your bonds, as Wu-Tang says, and you know, we'll figure that out as we go. But I like oil here, but I like these tech stocks to keep running today.
Yeah, you know, I really have no thoughts on oil. I tend to stay away from it, so I feel like I'm the last person that wants to comment on this. But, you know, happy when prices come down in general because, you know, a lot of people, it saves them a lot of money in terms of gas at the pump. That's what I'm referring to. So, yeah, it makes me happy, and, you know, I just don't want to, you know, kind of comment on it in general. But what I will comment on very quickly is the NVIDIA short that I just took. There was some size there at 138, and that was an awesome. I was like, okay, I'll try this. I'm not like 100% convinced, and it is SSR, so I got to get picked up here, you know, and kind of scalp it out there just in front of the moving average just in case we do whip back. And now just kind of trade management. I feel like, you know, if 138 is the top and we're going back down, because again, keep in mind, like very, very weak today, right? So it's like we are running back and everything is looking kind of strong. But I'm looking at this market and I'm like, wait a second. Is this a high of day clear out? Like for everybody who trades small caps, like look at this side of the screen, right? ES over here. It's like this is the high of day. We come down and then when no one's looking, we run back to the high, clear out the high, and now like back down. And so like see that bar right there? It's like, is this a high a day clear out? Like get out of here. There's no way. So I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know what happens. And now, you know, NVIDIA making its move back up. But you know, if it breaks that 138 area, like where the size was, then for sure out of this trade. And it very likely could. It very likely could. But yeah, solid trade overall.
Yeah, the NASDAQ is actually basically doing the same thing, trying to make that move all the way back to the upside there. And I know you shorted at NVIDIA. Nice trade. We just got out of some of our AMD here. This is $2.30 in the money, so we'll hit the banger off on that one as it's starting to go. Yeah, flushed ourselves down on these longs early, but definitely starting to pay off now. Holding a little bit of this, making some of that money back for us here today. So good little move back up to the upside there in equities and especially the NASDAQ. I mean, when we just did the trade of the day, I mean, I know you're on NVIDIA and you just talked about it, but NVIDIA was down, at that point it was down 11%. And now you've gained back a couple points. So I feel like that's a good little move to the back end there. Some of these banks continue to be a little bit of a problem. We can talk about those quickly. JP Morgan, as tech starts to rally a little bit off some of these bottoms, 114, yuck. Not great for some of these names as you're starting to get back down into 110, things like that. Look at these banks, a little bit of a fall over the last couple of days back into some of this support. So I just want to talk about this because there was no wick down there to 108, I don't believe anyways. But back into here, 112, 110. I think it's about time to buy some of these. If you were trying to get into the bank side of things, I really do like Morgan Stanley. Remember, they got approved for a bigger buyback and a dividend increase as well. So I believe they had I don't know if it was 90 billion or 20 billion, something like that, share buyback program initiated as well. You could see, like, look how far up this one went to 92. It has pulled back as well, but still well above not well above, but a couple points above now the 50 period and not really testing these bottoms. You got to go down about another 15% before you get to those lows. Look at JP Morgan's chart right now, right? So this one is basically at the lows, if not five, again, a couple points away from that bottom again, right? So they do have a nice move back up, but really pulled back hard. So, you know, the trading wing and things like that of Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs seem to be a little stronger in holding their stocks up, but not as much as JP Morgan. So their holding up is better than JP Morgan. Look at Goldman Sachs as an example, right? This name's still well above its bottoms. So, you know, I like some of these names better than others. I just want to talk about JPM there because it's one of the banks that I hold. I still do hold Goldman Sachs as well. It's just not performing that well. Meta continues to make that move to the high of the day. Again, it's taking keep saying the high of the day, but the tech had a huge run early and then got faded out. So this is what really screwed me up today, was the Google move up and the Meta move up. Because when we started falling back down, I was like, but these names are strong, but these names are strong. And the only thing that was strong was my inability to hold, because I got out of that real quick every time it broke, and thus taking these L's, like take an L, take an L, take a W, nice moves here, and we were able to capture it back. So all is well. It's not the disastrous day that it could have been if these names kept going down. But at some point, we got to think about ringing the register. This VWAP here at 50 might just do it for me. So we'll wait to see if that can come in. But I might even just take this out on Meta right now. I mean, this is a $3.50 winner right here on Meta. We trimmed some out on AMD. You saw that right here as that's trying to get back to the upside. Well, I mean, it is already back up, but trying to continue out as well. We got to look for Meta to get some out. And then Google, we did take some out, but we did not. Look at this level right here. And this is the problem with the show, not focusing on individual names, going through rundowns and things like that. But look, just for you guys, look where look where Google stopped right there. It bumped back up and then faded out. Where did it stop? 109.20, right? 109.30. This move right there is 109.20. So probably should have respected that. And on that note, it looks like it's breaking a little bit lower. I'm going to get out of one more piece of Google here.
Yeah, you know, I'm just quickly looking at the chat and somebody's saying, cover the short, please. And I'm dying because I'm thinking to myself, every time I see these comments come through, cover this, that, blah, blah, blah. I'm always laughing because I'm just thinking to myself, it's not, no, absolutely not, no shot against anybody who says anything. I just think to myself, like, oh, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm short 138 and I'm out 138.01. Like, if we break, I'm out. So I'm virtually risking nothing. And I'm like, oh, I will be out if this breaks. And for a second there, it looks like we were going to break. And I'm like, should I, like, go long here too? Because it's kind of like, I mean, if we break that, like, that's like a solid level, right? There's, like, a lot of size there, 1,000 lots. Like, not a huge amount, but, like, a decent amount. And you got to imagine, like, you know, like, a lot of people are short. Like, this move, anybody who comes back to their desk and sees this, and if they're still short, that's pretty bad. That's painful. So for my logic on this trade is, like, maybe we get this sideways action, but if we actually break down and go back below VWAP, which, I mean, I'm not 100% confident on this one, but if we get back below 137 and, like, really kind of sell back down, I think, you know, 136, 135 targets. So, you know, I scalped it out, basically creating, like, that was profitable, taking the money. But I really want to let the rest ride. So, you know, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Maybe I flip long on this. Kind of feels like it could be good. You know, market, that little action, high day clear out. But again, it is not a small cap, obviously. So it's not really going to flush down the way those do. So yeah, let's see if this breaks that 138 area right now.
All right. Like, so now I'm just in trouble. I mean, she sends me this now. I mean, like, now I get the website with the reserve now on here, with the due today only 250. Like, this is what I have to deal with. So I prefer the smaller one because I don't think we need this one. Let alone I've never even heard of this or looked at this before. But if she's impressed with this Vinfast, and they said, Brendan, I saw in the chat, maybe you can, why you short Snap? All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyways, here we go. VF8, VF9 for Vinfast. Again, don't know much about it, but I did read that they were, someone put out that they were IPOing in the next little while. So I don't know if they have, they only have these two cars. So we can read the story here, but whatever. I don't want to keep going on this. Powered by Progress. Okay. I'm feeling that. All right, before this, I don't need to, whatever, I'm going to delete this and get rid of that. But anyways, that's how you know you're in trouble, when she sends you the picture of it and then the link to buy it type of stuff. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I'm gonna buy like a $100,000 car, or I don't know. I'm just guessing how much it is. But that 250 there to reserve, not a bad spot there. But that is Vinfast. So, okay, we did get out of a piece of Google there. I guess we're almost out of Meta soon. I'm assuming that this is going to take that out in a minute here. We're trying to be responsible with it. 163.50. If I zoom in a lot, you'll see that's just right there. I mean, sure, we give up that last little piece of 50 cents. I mean, that sucks. You never want to give up some money. But if I keep getting out all the way up, then I don't get to do this, right? So you don't get to hold it. So at some point, you got to say, hey, we broke above VWAP. If we're not going to stay up there, then we will fade back out and then try to take that. I'm debating right now just flipping this over into a short now because we have that 164 top. And just like my man over here, Luca, by the way, hit the like button. Just like what he was talking about. I love that trade. Go short at 138. Ticks down, ticks up a couple pennies and you're out. The risk to reward really makes a lot of sense. So if we do get taken out there at 163.50, we may not, but if we do, I just gotta make sure I have that order in. Yes, I do. So, okay. So if we get taken out here on that and we rip back upside there, I will at that point try to take the short. I'm not going to get out now, go short here, because if we respect that level, we could just bounce up and take out the high again. So I'd like to see myself I don't want to see myself get out, but if we do get stopped out right here, it'll be pretty soon. We'll get out, then we'll see. We'll put some orders back up here, and then at that point, see if we can defend the 164. And there we are, we're out, so good trade. We'll spin the money for that last little round trip move there on Meta, and then we'll see if we can't make the same mistake about trying to catch bottoms, wait for bottoms, and now we're gonna watch out for that top. Let's put some orders about 163.60 or 163.70 and start a short here on Meta.
Yeah, you know, speaking of orders, you got to have the orders out if you want to get the fill and if you want to get paid, right? So I'm like, you know what? Yes, put the orders out and make that money. You know, like make sure the risk return makes sense. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day, enjoying the show, and appreciate the likes coming through. 750 right now, 4,300 people watching. Don't know from where you guys are in the world, but you know, let us know. Let us know. I always love seeing you know, interesting spots. One time, somebody said they were from Tenerife. And I was like, wow, Tenerife. And I shut it up too. I was like, great island. You know, I was there on vacation. So yeah, guys, let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Getting a little bit of size, trying to get NVIDIA short. 2, like size following it down here and there. I think like, you know, we go sideways, maybe we break down. But again, if we break down on this, like there's probably room to go. There's probably room to go. It's like you get that VWAP above VWAP move. But if we get back below, if this market wants to now just go back down, because I mean, who knows what happens next? It's like we literally went positive, or not positive per se, but like we broke the high, and it was like that was it. It's like we made the run for the high, and now it's like now are we like going back down to VWAP? You know, I always tell myself like bigger amounts of selling is going to come in towards the end of the day, like not midday. So you know, as we approach you know, power hour, let's see what we get. Let's see if we continue to get that sell-off, and you know what wants to lead the way to the downside. For a moment there, speaking of Meta, I didn't actually have a trade on Meta today, but I just wanted to quickly comment on it. That 160 level held, like 160, the bottom 160.33 area, the bottom there. And you know, at the time I was looking, I was thinking like, man, like should I be taking this short through 160? Like, does this make sense? I think this might be good. And go figure, that was the reversal point, and something that had a similar setup, not super similar, but something that kind of looked the same that I was eyeing today that maybe comes into play in the next few days is a Disney. You know, Disney, that 110 area held. So it'd be interesting to see if, you know, if we close around like this level over here, and then tomorrow we really sell off again, and that 110 level gets breached. Like the low on this was 110.02. So like 110 being that level. You know, kind of interesting. So yeah, let's see what happens to that. Obviously, out of play today, I doubt it really gets back down there. That would be a really huge move. But yeah, we'll see if that comes in tomorrow or sometime this week. And last thing I want to talk about very quickly is...
you got to go to Brendan quickly, and
okay,
we'll come back to you. What's up, Brendan?
Sure.
A couple things. First one, Shift Pixie halted downside here, trying to collapse through this gap level, in fact, around 18. So 45 was the top. We're back to 18 bucks on Shift Pixie. Micron, guys, if you missed it earlier today, Micron having a pretty good day, up 0.5% now. On this note, $15 billion going into a new U.S. chip manufacturing site for Micron. That was at around lunchtime. Nice strong trend ever since then, guys. But that Pixie is starting to fall apart.
Okay, good. All right, good. So, Fahad just solved that problem. Tomorrow we have a fix, so you will also know when Brendan's ready to go because, man, you got some chops on you. You're just going, gone.
Yeah, guys, I could...
I like it. I mean,
yeah, I could keep going.
Neil's got those too. I mean, that's what makes the show work, right? It's talking about our ideas, and I actually like when you're, you know, shout out where are people from and stuff like that. I mean, we're trying to build community here. The one thing about the show is we are the #1 at this statistically. The #1 show on YouTube for trading, right? And I mean, and thank you for finding us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. And definitely thank you for hitting the like button. I mean, we're bringing the heat. We're trying to every single day. And by the way, do you like spicy food? I don't know if you, I think you're on vacation, but we had that Hot Ones challenge there. That was spicy, but we were able to handle that. So maybe next time, man, I'm calling your name for that. And would you participate in that, or you got?
It's if it's not too like I like spice, but not like crazy amounts of spice. Like,
okay, then you're in.
Yeah, it can't be too
okay,
spicy.
because we need to get that reaction. We had Fahad in there, and he's just like, no effect.
No effect
whatsoever. I feel like Neil was sweating a little bit and trying to hide it. Like I think he was eating. You know what I'm saying, Fahad? There, I feel like there was a little bit of a situation there. For me, I really enjoyed the taste, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. I'm just gonna do this because we get a lot of feedback about this, and they like when I do this. So I'm gonna go over what time it is here because we do have a little bit of a delay. And if you find that you're too delayed, then please hit your refresh button. But it's 2:53:28. 29, and 30. So 2:53 Eastern time and 33 seconds is what we're dealing with. And we do have a delay. It's not by us. YouTube obviously will, there's something called the internet. I don't know, it wasn't around when I was a kid, but you know, there is a little bit of a delay in that. So be careful with some of that. If you're too far behind, sometimes you'll miss some of Brendan's updates, like the move will already happen and things like that. But if you are following us, there probably is about a 3 to 5 second delay. And if you guys could put it in the chat, you know, where you're from and what the delay is. Maybe other people can, you know, see about that as well. Okay, so good out there on Google. Look what Google did, man. I mean, you want to talk about respecting your levels there as I was listening to you talk and talking myself, but Google comes right back down to that VWAP spot. That could have been a reload. I'm just not overly convinced right now that this market wants to continue its move back to the upside. In what is still a negative day, you know, I don't know if the market wants to make that move back to the upside here, to take it back out. That's the high of the day right there in the NASDAQ. We basically, I mean, we touched it, not basically, we did touch it. I mean, whatever, that wick is maybe two points higher, but we come all the way back to 1220 there and then fall back, but we fall back right into the lap of the 50 period and then bounces right off of it again. So here we go. Our plan is now in action because there's Meta. We have now shorted this name against, looks like it wants to take it out. And look, I'm not, like, if I have to take a 20-cent hit here on Meta because it blows through 164, then that's fine. We're short now at 163.77 here, so nice little move back down. I think we could take something out in the mid-60s if it comes back down, just in case we do get that takeout up there. We don't want to lose everything shorting in front of that, but you know, so far today, Meta's been okay. It's been okay on a bounce. Let's see if we get that move down. These names are violent. Like, they will take out levels. Like, if the NASDAQ even flirts with that level, this will rip. Like, it's ripping right now against us. This is fine. Like, it sucks that we got out there, but that was a good out because, look, it saved us about 30 cents on that downside move, but again, it falls right back into the 50 period. Here we go. And then it rips right back up. So I might as well, okay. Stops right there flat. I don't know, do we take out some of this now as it comes back in? I know this is a different kind of style of trading than a lot of you can do. Okay, here this comes back to flat. I'm gonna take out about 20% of this trade right there, and that way I can hold it for a little bit longer if it does come back. So we're gonna get something out for flat here at 80 if it comes back down, and then we'll be able to hold it a little bit better. But let's see, hopefully this can make a move back down. I am understanding that we just stopped at the 50 period, so as this keeps going up, we gave that about, so that 50 period down there was 07. It stopped at 17, so about 10 cents. That's it. So about 30s. So like, if this can fall, there it comes right back in again. So here, let's take a bid out here at 61. If we, you see how we just put a 61 there, and then all of a sudden the 62, 63, 64 came? That's what happens to our trade. Now it's come back in, so we can go, yeah, we'll drop some money down here. A little too conservative getting out, but look, we get out for a 2-cent hit for that, and then now we're holding, and now look where this thing goes. So this is how I'm comfortable trading. You know, watching these names fall down, taking pieces out when we're right, and then trying to hold something for that home run. So now that we have this position short, we'll take out another one. Yeah, let's ring the register one more time. It's not going to be a big trade right now, but it's 20 cents in the money. Let's see if we can hold this a little bit further, obviously. Adjust our stop now. I'm going to hold this, Luca, until maybe the end of the day, honestly. I want to see this break, this 50 period. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. I'm going to put one more bid, though, for about 10% down here in the 30s, and then hopefully we'll be able to take that out. And let's just see. Does the market want to take out the day's high? If it does, fine. I only have 60% of this left, but here we come to the downside.
Yeah, and you know, for anybody watching, the new IPO of the day, BIAF, just recently opened. This thing was just Halt City all day. And I can't remember who said it, but it was like, oh, the shenanigans of the day, BIAF, you know, just Halt City, halt all the way up, halt all the way down, making a recent low just 5 minutes ago and halting to the downside. And I was watching and I was like, man, I would love to take this short here. And for a second showing a 680 open, but open flat and now, you know, back open. And I'll share the tape with you guys on this one just to kind of give you guys the idea of like what this is. Like the spread is like 10 cents, right? Spread is 10 cents. There's not like crazy amount of volume. Not really too sure what this company is, but obviously, you know, first day trading it's you know, when you're getting these kinds of spreads, you got to be careful. Like things
You don't know
can
what
whip
Chinese
around.
IPOs are doing these days,
I
man?
don't even. I just every day I'm like okay, IPO. So like it's the hold trade, I guess, like to the upside and hold for the dream. Like what is the dream? I don't know, 1,000, like 2,500, something like that. So yeah, no, but this one, you know, this reminds me of actually FRZA from the you know, before I went on vacation. FRZA, similar pattern, runs to the upside, halts, runs to the downside, halts, can't break above VWAP, and then makes the low and just dies off. So it's like once you see this kind of chop action after like this kind of excitement, it's like for me it's like it's dead and then it kind of just falls off. Now it's like reclaiming. So really there's I don't see a trade here per se, but you know, like who knows if this thing sets up for tomorrow. But yeah, definitely got to keep these on our radar because these things are wild. They just go nuts, and yeah, who knows what happens next. And speaking of that, I just want to go back to NVIDIA, these shenanigans. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll just take it long through 138 because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4th time's a charm. Okay, if we break, we're going to go. And so like I was short, so I was going to cover that. But I'm like, I'll also take it long. And I took it long, and it just, what it did is it just popped above and instantly collapsed back below like 20, 30 cents. I was like, okay, let me just get out. So like getting out there at break even, held a bit above that 138, but now back below. So I kind of feel like, you know, it is SSR, more challenging trade. You cannot just punch in to get short. So for me, it's like, okay, like how am I going to get into this? Like what am I risking off of? Let me just try to get my price. But that 138 level is interesting. It kind of feels like these were stops that were exhausting. And it was a little bit more volume, like relative to what was happening before the break. Lots of volume hitting the offer and just all getting absorbed, right? So maybe people taking it short here. And you know, yeah, if this market wants to turn back down, kind of feels like the chips are going to lead the way.
I definitely agree with you on that one. We just took up some meta at 57 there. Remember, we're short 77 or whatever we're short. Well, now it's saying 86. The average price was 57. That was just VWAP was right there at 48 or whatever. So we bounced off of 50 a couple times. So I just put bid enter. We just got filled at 57 to ring the register on that one. So we're going to hold meta now. I don't even have any more bids out. Oh, no, sorry, I do. I have a bid at this 50 period where we where we stopped last time. So hopefully we get something out in the 30s here, just a couple more pennies down, and we'll take one more piece out on meta. Look at that. Look how aggressive that is. That was just 48 or something there on the bid. Just ripped to 68 in like 5 seconds. So wow, this market is nuts right here. So let's wait to see what we're doing. MGM just lands in the amazing state for gambling, and I just say this, I have no idea, but I don't know enough about it, but Kansas right now, grabbing MGM Mobile, now launching in the highly gambled state of Kansas. Go Jayhawks, if anybody's out there. But, you know, I guess MGM, good on them, but not really making a move here on that news. Just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. The name to obviously trade is going to be DraftKings, not off that news or anything like that, but a very aggressive name. I'm sorry about this, but I was telling people when this was up near that, like now Meta's a loser for me, crazy. It's fine, we're gonna make, even if this gets stopped out now, it's a 14-cent hit. I might have half already, but wow, let's go back over to Meta quickly. Look, come on, let's go. Look at this. I mean, the market, like I said, now trying to, one more time, test those days high. So you know what? All right, I'm here for that. Let's see, we'll take a exact same position again here. If we do take this out, then we're gonna get out on the top side. So a 164, like a 164.10 or something like that break, back up to the upside, and we're gonna get out of the rest of this one. So we'll give it a little bit of room to 164. We'll give the rest a little bit higher, and let's just see if it does wanna take that out here on the top side for Meta. So there's the reload, and one of my favorites there. You seen Goodfellas and Carlito's Way and all that stuff? I think that's a pretty stupid question to ask you, but okay. All right. Oh, wow, that's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I like that.
That's pretty dramatic there.
I could work with that.
I didn't even hear that in my ear. Right. Oh, you didn't say anything, so you're just trying to see that. So basically, in order to get our attention now, they're blasting a big red throw to Brendan screen up there. Now, I saw that. I thought it was like one of those alerts, like that there was like a national warning or something. like alert. Does that mean I'm throwing it to him now? All right, go. Let's go, Brendan.
I was just going to mention, guys, this Pixie reopened as well, halted downside, as we said, opened down at 17. I mean, this thing's trading dollars at a time, but just be careful with Shift Pixie. There it is.
All right.
There you go.
Well, they can't see it.
Yeah, get that thing off, man. I don't even know if the show's on.
Yeah.
There it is.
Look at that.
Look at that throw. Hey, guys, is my hand up there now? I can't see anything anymore. But yeah, so there it is. Throw to Brendan is right there. I like it, but only put that on when Luca's talking here, because honestly, like,
Yeah, give me the heads up.
I like to see that. But okay, so there it is. We just took a 75 bid to get a little bit out here on Meta. Obviously, this market is trying to test the highs again. We're just kind of scalping. I mean, it's making me money, so I'm going to continue to do it. But here we go. If it takes out this high side, there. Look at. Oh yeah, there's that size. So Luca, you were just talking about that right there. There is an 1,000 order right there.
Is it real though? Is the question?
Yeah, it's real. It's 100,000 shares for sure. That's real. It's not even really that many shares, to be honest with you, but it's enough to influence the level 2. If the market wants to go up, it's going to take that out like it was 50 shares, so it's not a big deal. But there's the push back down in again for the market. So it's just, honestly, it's just a matter of where does this want to go here on the day? If the market, wow, okay. Did you go short? I heard you hit the key there.
I missed it.
You missed it. Okay, I heard you.
Every time I send my order and it's like, okay, let's move 30 cents away from this. I was like, all right.
All right.
All right.
Sorry about that you missed it. We got it. We've been averaging into that play.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get a 58 in the building? Let's go. Your boy is hit the like. We're on. Look at this move down. I mean, I've just been giving you guys 50-cent winners. One for you, one for you, one for you. So far, awesome today. Not a great start as we were battling some of those longs. But I just want everyone to notice, like, when the market's down like it still is, look how easy the shorts print.
Yeah.
Like that Luca right there. That was, you saw it. You tried to hit the key.
That was money. I was
That's
like, okay,
50
this is.
cents.
I'm like, this is gonna make my week here, and like, I'm like, am I gonna get
wow.
the fill? Like,
Okay,
no,
I'm putting out another bid. Oh, cancel. Yes.
Wow.
All
look
right.
at this. Oh my God.
Let's
wow.
go right now.
Wow.
Unlike our Italian national team, we're hitting some goals here, baby. We didn't even qualify for the World Cup. We lost to North Macedonia, but so did Germany. But still, it doesn't matter. We lost and did not qualify, but that's a home run right there, man. So that's a good one. We're pretty happy with it. But we will say, oh, Canada anyways, because our team is in the World Cup, my friend.
And we got a chance. We got a real chance.
Of what?
To win.
No, we don't. We do have I think we could come out of our group. I think it's Belgium is going to probably come out. I think we're with Belgium. I think Belgium comes out, and then we have a chance to do that again. But I do like your positivity on that one. I don't know. Did we get to throw to Brendan again? No, we did not, right? Okay, right. We didn't get that like national alert in our face, but please hit me up in my ear as we go. But here comes the market pulling back down again. Good trade there on Meta. We got filled at 38. I put that order out. We probably could have got a little bit lower, but I canceled it, thinking that we could be coming to the downside. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you. And you've now found the best trading show on YouTube. So send it out to somebody else, somebody you love. And then maybe you'll get a better Christmas gift. But right there, 163.40, we just got it out. Look, we have half left. So look at the risk to reward that we've just been doing on this, right? Taking it out. Obviously, if it goes back up, we'll lose. But the point is we've taken some out. Now, it's a double-edged sword because I will sit here and bitch and complain all the time that I don't have enough shares left. But this is part of the reason why. Because when it starts to come back to the downside, I am scalping some out. I should be doing that a little bit more when I'm wrong, not just when I'm right. So that's one thing that I have to get better on. And here we go. The market is right now, Luca, taking out. Well, I shouldn't say taking out, but it's trying to take out that high that was made right at 930.
Yeah, Meta inching back to that area. So, I don't want to say the second time is going to be as good as the first time. Like, if it's really good, it goes back to the theory of, like, look, if it's going to be a good trade and you get a part fill, that's just confirming that, yes, this is going to be an amazing trade. Going back to the logic, now we're getting back to that area the second time. Size is still there, still got 1,000 lots, but you make a good point. If this thing wants to go up, it'll chew through that like nothing. Anybody now who is still short holding size is worrying, saying to themselves, like, okay, now that we're back up, now that the market is pushing back up, what's going on here? But quickly referring to the ES chart, and I know, again, this is a NASDAQ name, but just quickly looking at the ES, it's like we're getting these wick-off tops around this like line that I drew here. And, again, I'm not this like famous futures trader, but like, come on, like this line is, it's like they see my line and they're respecting it, or maybe I have the right line pegged, but yeah, just joking around here. But yeah, let's see if it actually wants to close on the 5 above this level, this 39.50 level, or if it's going to keep like kind of going above and then kind of going back down and reclaiming below. So, if that really goes above, closes above, if we're going to now just like break out from here, like this Meta trade's done, like Nvidia's now breaking up, and there it goes. So Meta took the size. And you know, there's always going to be that delay, right? That's a good example. There's always going to be the delay when it approaches size, and like everybody's making the decision in real time. Like, what is happening? Is this going to break? Is this not going to break? And then once it breaks, like once 20% of the size goes, everyone's like, okay, the size is going, and you know, kind of take the fill there. So you know, this thing broke and instantly 30 cents higher. So happy that I didn't reload that. It was a no-brainer to me to not take a short the second time around. You know, if at first you miss it, sometimes, you know, you don't want to try it again. You want to just kind of let it go and set up for the next trade.
Here's my kid here. And by the way, Brendo, she did try the ketchup ice cream, but not, this is my son. He's like, what is even going on here? There's the ketchup ice cream right there at the X. I mean, if you ask me I asked the wife what she says, what she thought of it. Take one guess what she said, Luca.
I don't know.
Come on, go to Brendan.
She loved it.
Correct.
Obviously.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Come on, man. I set that up. I mean, kids love ice cream, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, it could almost be whatever it is. That's how, yeah, you know.
I was reading the reaction of the face, and I was like, I don't know. I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know if she liked it or not, but she could have probably hated it, but it would have been, yeah, this is great. The only thing they have no problem admitting that they don't like is vegetables and things like that. That's all good, but ice cream, nah, they'll eat that. So the ketchup ice cream, I'm gonna get it better. See how I had a French fry stuck in it with ketchup on it? Like, it's just those little cute fun things there right now. Trader behind me just turned around and said MGM went up. So yeah, that's a good trade. I hope everyone did have that. Okay. So MGM, nice little move to the upside. I like that. But you know, the whole market did just blow upside a little bit there, taking out that high. And that's what really accelerated the market there, right? So normally I would see this play here on the NASDAQ and say I want to short it because it also did not take out sort of those pre-market highs of 12,370 there, 12,240 up to the upside. But, you know, holding that 12,240 didn't take that out. But still, I don't think we want to fight this too much anymore. So all good. Loss on that last little bit of meta, fine. NBD, as they say, because we still got on this one, man, as AMD just continues to make that move to the backside, man. And like, here we go. We're still holding it. It came down to the 50 period. We did not get stopped out. And then it just kept on going to the upside. So we still got a piece of this one on, and it's still going to the high side there. I did get a question, why am I short Snap? I mean, I think it's pretty easy why, and now that I look at this, we will be getting some more Snap short here because yesterday we are bumping up right now. I'm taking this right here. Oh, as soon as I put it out, we get filled. But I'm going to take this right here into the high of the day, like as if you're up 6.5% Snapchat. Like, have you seen your app lately? We're going to see. I haven't. I shouldn't say that. I've never even downloaded it. But I hear people talking about it, and I don't know. I'm not sure who's using this anymore. But hey, they've restructured. They're good to go. Look at that size. Finally, some size on the ask. That can get, there it is, pushing it back down a little bit. The reason why I say that is yesterday, this is what happened yesterday. We got blown out to the top on restructuring. Remember, they had job layoffs, but apparently cutting some costs, getting back going. That's that high right there. So this is yesterday's high of 1160. This is my short today. These are my outs. So like doot, all the way to the downside. I am not expecting to get that action again right now. This is off the open, the market ripped, then the market tanked. Will the market tank here with only 40 minutes left? I don't know. I mean, you want to ask I know. Let's see. Does the market have a chance? Let's see, what are we at right now? We're at 0.43. So let's say, have we just seen the highest tick for the market right now? Let's go ahead and look. What do you think, Luca? What do you think the 8 ball is going to say here? Downside or upside right now?
I think the high is in.
Think the high is in? Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, okay.
The 8 ball goes without a doubt, the high is in. So I don't, we always say with Neil here that we never want to speak with uncertainties. So I kind of question that, but the thing about it is, for us on Snapchat, we're just playing around. We don't make decisions on serious trading based on what a random Amazon 8 ball says. But at the same time, we are at this high of 1160. It's the same one that was respected yesterday. We do have some size layered here a little bit. Some at 59, some at 60 there. So 911, is that a message? So we're going to wait to see here what's going on with Snapchat. But hey, my out, pretty simple, man. That wick went today to 161. So a couple of pennies higher than that and we're out. I mean, our average price on Snapchat is 52. It's not going to be the end of the world. You've seen what we've taken on here. We will give back, I would say, if we get hit at 62, quick math, a couple more bucks onto that. We'll give back about 20% of what we made on this move because we do have a position on right now. So let's see if it does hold that 60 level on Snapchat. I think it's fine. I don't think it's worth going long on it, but maybe it is worth going long on that. Let me do a little bit of work and see if that can go upside. But for right now, I mean, there's the 50 period 1209. I don't know. I mean, does Snapchat really want to take this out? This is 1160 as well. Okay, that's 1180 right here on the daily chart, right there, that bottom. So that's kind of interesting to me as well. We might get some more resistance at that. That's like 1194, 1190 right there. So yeah, maybe it is worth going a little long. The 50 period on this is also 1214. So yeah, there's something about this right here where we could possibly break this to the long side. I'm not going to do it on Snapchat, but that is a possibility. If you guys like the long, it taking out look at that.
And
takes out yesterday's high, and there it goes. So there goes Snapchat. Nice little trade if you went long, but it stops at 64.
Yeah, you know, I had that too, that snap short, and I was like, this is a no-brainer. Like, it did not break 11. So 1161 is actually a new high.
Yes,
1161.
yes.
So 1160 being the high, you had that 900 lots there. Not crazy amount of size, but I'm like, I'll take this just because, you know, like maybe it holds, maybe we go back down. But again, the market is ripping. It is making highs. I'm looking at NVIDIA quickly. We're at 139.25 now. So I guess 140 will get tested. And yeah, this snap move is crazy. Like this short got away from me. Like I was short over here, like very small size, just kind of as a heads up. Like if we start to go low, I'm just watching P&L in the corner of my screen as I'm fluctuating through all these names. And I glance back and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is getting away from me. So let me just get out of this. So take the L there. Now took a little more size over here just because it makes sense. This is a really good trade opportunity. Didn't work out. I think I lost 3 cents on it. And here's the beauty with these names. It's like there's so much liquidity that like if I want out at 1161, like I get 1161. It's like it doesn't get better than that. So I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna risk 3 cents, and I'm actually risking 3 cents. You know, not like the meta trade as an example, where it's like, okay, if this level breaks, which was like that 163.95 area, if that breaks, like I mean, I don't know what I'm getting. Like, you know, depending the size I get, maybe it slips like 6 cents, maybe 7, maybe 11. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. Somebody was asking before, you know, size on the offer on Meta. What does that mean? What does it mean? Does it mean it's going to hold or sell off? The thing is, you got to remember, it doesn't really mean anything. It's like this is somebody who wants to transact in the market. They have this much size. They're selling it. They're willing to offer it at this price. And the question is will buyers buy that? Or will they be like, nobody wants to buy it, and then it kind of sells off and nobody really fills that? So, you know, when you're looking at the book, it doesn't really indicate anything. It's just like, okay, this is where people want to like trade, but it doesn't necessarily mean that like it's going to go up or it's going to go down. Like the first time around, it went down. I was like, that was a sick trade. I missed it. But the second time it went up, right? So it's like it's not really, you can't really say like, oh, the size is there. It just means that that's where a seller is, and you know, maybe it goes down, maybe it doesn't. But you know, your guess is as good as mine there. And thank you for the super chat. We'll see a bull rally now between end of day tomorrow. Good luck. Yeah, you know, like I mean, maybe right. We've had significant sell-offs. I'm gonna quickly drag over the daily over here that I have just loaded. It's like we sold off right into rebalance, and now this is like September 1st. You know, new quarter going into the end of the year. You're getting probably more liquidity that comes in, more volume. You know, more big money making decisions, and you know, we could easily pop. Get back to that 4,000 area. For me, it's like 39.80 going into 4,000 on the ES. That's my level in general. Like this is like a short-term level that I have here with the line. But yeah, you know, if we get to that 39.80, that 4,000 level, gets interesting. Maybe we rally to there, and then if we break out, we break out. But that would be the rejection area for me.
All right, so we did, yeah, I think that's good. I mean, you got to look at some macro, you know, or not macro, but just expand the levels a little bit bigger there on the futures. But, okay, so Snapchat, we did go long. We're long at 62. It just went to 65 and stopped. That's okay. I'm waiting for that 70 bid, or I mean, to come on the bid, but hopefully we could take out 70 and then go back up to the upside here, especially if this market wants to go. I mean, the market's pulling back now and Snapchat's not, so I like that. That makes sense to me. So let's pick that out as a stronger stock than normal right now. We'll go long on Snapchat right now. Not many shares, but we're just going to try it here into the afternoon as we go on Snapchat. So that's another name. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Oh yeah, one thing we didn't review yet, and it's because we're out of it, but look, this is just, this just round tripped back to 64. Are you kidding me right now, Okta? Okay, so this was the trade that we had on board, man. We were short and we covered. Like, we thought we were doing pretty good covering for like a buck or two here off 64.70. That out right there is 63. And then look at this drop down, right? We actually wound up holding 20% of this. And I told Sharif when we covered it to mention it on the show that we've covered our Octa. So we covered it right down there once it bounced off 59. So we came back down. Look at this barcode. I mean, maybe if I zoom in a little bit more there, you'll be able to see. But here's the barcode on Octa. Once it was broke this code back up to the upside, we got out. So it was actually a 59 break. We were able to get out of that. Obviously, looking back, it would have been a great short, but that Octa was 64.70 is the short there, and that cover right there is 59 flat. So that's 570 there on the cover for Octa. So that was a good trade today. We picked on it short side because it was down 31% at the time, and that's basically what it is now. It was down a lot more down there, not a lot more, but it was down there again. So here you go. Now you're trying to take this level out again there on Octa. So yeah, maybe a 62.50 break or something. Maybe we can go short again on this name. So I don't know. That could be something, man, on a little bit of a momentum break there. 62.50 on Octa. I think I like that as a break back down, and then give it to what, 63 again, maybe? I mean, that view up is right here, 62.80. I'm going to go short Octa here if we break this. The 50 period is right there. Maybe we should wait for that. Maybe we should wait for 62.30, but I kind of noticing this level right here, 62.50. Let's go short Octa, 62. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm going to regret it if it goes short, it hits off the 50 period and then bounces. But let's see. If this market comes back down here, we want to have something on Octa. So yeah, 62.50, let's try. Let's try that on a short. I'm going to get that all set up, and that's an idea I have right now.
Something I'm looking at here, not per se a trade idea. I don't really want to trade BBY, but guys, that 850 level is actually holding, kind of crazy. Not really giving much of a range. But holding, and I just wanted to quickly recap it. It was on my watch list from this morning. We talked about it, that 850 level. And the bottom on this is like 862. So I don't know if anybody had that bounced back to the upside through 9. But kind of surprising that this thing is not just, like I would expect that this is just going to fall off and die. But no, it's not. It is holding that level. So something that's interesting, you could probably recycle that over and over again. For me, not enough volume, probably better names there in terms of ideas. And I want to quickly revisit Tesla as well. Broke through that 270 area to the downside, kind of channeled off, and now making a move back with the rest of the market. I mean, man, this move to the upside is kind of crazy. I don't know if I absolutely love playing off that 275 area, but it kind of feels like over-under. It's like we get that push through 275, and we're getting like these blow-off top areas. So it's like you get it the first time, you had it the second time. Would not be surprised if we turn around, if this is just going to now come back down, get a VWAP test going there. So, I'll keep my eye on this one as well. But yeah, snap back below. Okay, so now snap wants to fall off here. That's a crazy move to the upside. And I think maybe now the short might be good. So you know what? I'm actually going to try this. Let's try this with a little bit of size here, and maybe add to it, get a little bit of better position. I think my expectations for this one, if we kind of rally to the upside, if now this was the blow off top, like break the high of the recent day, do a bunch of volume, everybody gets stopped out, and now we're back below that level. For me, it's very simple. Like take a short, build the position. And if we blow now back through the 1160 and break the high here of 1168 area, then it's an out for me, and I'm wrong on this. And obviously, the trend is up, so obviously cautious with this one, sized accordingly. But let's see if this one now wants to go down. Kind of sad. I should have actually took that short through and got 59s, 58s. But late to the party, maybe it kind of chills here for a bit, get a little bit more fills, and then watch us go back down. I don't think breaking 1150, going to 1140, 1130 is too much to ask if we are going to reverse. So yeah, let's see if that one wants to work for us.
Yeah, Brennan, what up?
Just be aware, guys, market rolling over here a bit. Fed's Bostic set to make a speech at a university in the U.S. coming up here at 3:30. So in 8 minutes from now, we may get some comments. Again, Bostic going to speak.
All right. Bostic's going to speak. Okay, so look, this is the thing about Fed speak, right? They have nothing good to say right now. So, whenever Fed is going to come. I don't care who it is, Meister, Bostic, whoever, Kashkari, Minneapolis Fed. Any of these guys, girls, whoever's going to come to the podium and start to talk, they're not going to say good things. They need inflation down. They're going to talk about that they want to have, all the tools available to themselves, blah, 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 all this stuff. So like, I'm thinking the short should be good here on that. And on that note, 81.50 breaks. We're going to get out of AMD. I mean, this has been a monster move back upside right there. We're $2.50 in the money, but if it breaks back down below there, I know VWAP is down here, or sorry, the 50 period's down here, but nah, if it doesn't hold right here, let's just get out. Let's not make the mistake of waiting for that level and then, losing 20 extra pennies. If you break back down through 81.50, we'll get out. We just bounced off it, so all well on that one. Google, I kind of have the same feeling, like it just held the 50 period. So for me, any kind of a move back up to this 109.40, 109.50 area, I think we'll be able to get out. We're getting short on time now, and we here, me and Luca, have to get out of our positions as we head into the close because we're a prop firm. We don't hold anything overnight. If we did, different story, but we do not. So that's a policy here at Day Trade the World. So we're gonna have to get out of this position as 4 o'clock hits and get closer up to that 4 o'clock mark. Here goes Snapchat back through 1160 again. It did break, and we did get out of half of our position at 56, 57 there when it broke back down below, just because I was like, maybe it's not right on that play. But here we go. Let's see if it can take out some of these highs again. I don't even have any offers out. I am noticing one thing though. Okta is not participating. So it takes down that 62.50 area. Now it wants to go back up to the upside here. So Okta right now trying to take out that 63. I think that's good. I maybe reload this, but I don't know, man. Most of my positions right now are long. This is the only short one I have. So might not be a smart idea to dig into this right now. Would hate to lose money. We've already made money on Okta, obviously. Hate to lose it back here if we do fall. But on that note, let's take some more short. 63.11 or so, just a little bit higher than this, man. And we're going to get out of Okta. So we don't have a huge position, but if it takes out a couple more pennies, we'll get out of this one for a 50-cent hit. There it is. Sucks, but there it is. We'll take that out. Sorry about that. We will go, oh my God, because that was not a great trade. Trying to go short Okta, breaking that 62.50. If you had a little bit more time and you're not long everything else, then maybe you want to give this a chance to 63.50 on your short. But for me, I'll see about that. But now I'm thinking about almost getting back into it. I don't know if it takes that out, but we're going to leave Okta alone and just try to work with some of these longs that we have. AMD does respect that right there. We tried it. That was not a big position on Okta, and I told you guys that. It's better to trade bigger size in the morning, I feel like, or when you really get something, not just like an idea, but like key levels and things like that. That Okta just wasn't there for me, but anyways, that's Okta. It's probably going to fall now that I got out. Let's get out of some Snapchat. That just went all the way to 65 again, so I feel like we got to take at least something out. It's only 5 cents, but that's a few times in a row now that it's bounced off that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Snap as well, thinking, are we going to get a double top here? And is my short going to be good? I mean, guys, I took the short, obviously smaller size, added a little bit more, ripped right through it to the upside. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, I'm going to be wrong on this big time. Like, I'm going to get stopped out. But, and somebody in the chat saying, please go up Snap so that you can fail. I'm thinking the same thing. It's like, are we going to get like a little pop, break the high, and then quickly reverse, reclaim kind of back to the downside and then go down? Maybe. But again, this is not a small cap. Like, small caps will see that action where, like, runs up, makes a high and quickly reverses. Like, this is Snapchat, a little bit more liquid, so, like, maybe not going to have that exactly same setup. The setup that I would love to see right now, like, from the short side. But, we'll see what happens here. I think, like, even though we're above that 160 level, kind of came back below, showing that little double top there. So I don't know what's going to happen next. And somebody also saying, like, love the alternative perspectives, and that's the best thing, right, from trading. It's like, Sean is long, I am short. We both have our own perspective. What's going to happen? Like, it went up. Like, he's probably making money. He probably scalped it out, not really looking. I'm looking at my positions. Lost the first one, averaging into the second one. Maybe it comes through, and I make money too. It's like, put your money where your mouth is and kind of see what happens there. Somebody talking about Labor Day squeeze. Yeah, it kind of feels like it. Going into the long weekend, Monday off. Luca don't like longing stocks. I don't have a bias, but I definitely favor the short side because of gravity. Gravity makes it easy for me to short. Kind of going back to the downside. But yeah, no, I feel more comfortable you know, like on the downside on certain things, especially like mean reversion. But no, I do go long as well. Had some AMD longs kind of at the bottom that didn't really work out for me, but you know, it depends the day, right? Depends the day. If things are strong, moving to the upside, you know, without a doubt, we'll get long. It just kind of feels like a short day for me. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, AMD just fell down there, so it breaks that 81.50. Okta, yeah, that came right back down in there. So we actually were fine. We didn't take the reload short, so we take that 50-cent hit there on Okta. But now it's come right back into that level again. That kind of sucks. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a big position in Snapchat, but the market is falling back down now. So we are starting to take down some more levels on the downside here. So yeah, to look into something. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about here on the chat? I haven't really been seeing too many names that go through. There is that BIAF. That's going to be a NASDAQ name. This is that Chinese name that you were talking about earlier there. That's halted a couple times. A brand new IPO today. Boom, 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 boom. All the way up. It touches 15. Now you're right back to the IPO price. So maybe something here. Maybe a break of 9 or something gets this name mooning again. That's where the 50 period is. But hard to judge a 50 period right now just because like every time it halts, like, you know, you're getting different reactions, and then volume weighted. I mean, the volume is still so skewed to every time we reopen, you get those big prints. So I'm not sure that that's going to be something. So we'll wait to see what's going on there. But 9,925 there on BIAF. I think it might be worth it. You might get some people panicking that have shorted this, or people that want to hit the long once we break above certain levels. So I like that 950. Right there is 980. That could be a level 2 on BIAF. So watch out to see if those ones can come through. Google starting to fade back in a little bit. I feel like I need to find a short here coming through. So Sean, thank you for the short idea on Okta. Yeah, good one, man. I mean, I can't thank myself because right now Okta is down and we just got out of this. But I mean, maybe we can get back into Okta. I mean, see what I'm saying? Like it takes down that and now it goes, but maybe we should have respected that a little bit more. I don't want to short. Frustration is mounting because there it goes, man. Like we just got this out and now it's 80 cents lower for us there on that. So that kind of sucks, but all right. I digress on what Okta's doing right now because I'm just glad that you took it and I'm glad for you, man. I mean, whoever that was in the chat there, good call, way to hold that. Okay, HPCO, another name that, you know, was Halt City this morning. This was on our watch list in the pre-market, so you could have had this at 750, halted a couple times, went up to 11, and now since then, man, I mean, it's just been sort of unhalted and trading kind of normally here. So coming back in, watch out for that 750 level on HPCO. That could be a name that you are interested in here heading into the close. I mean, you know, this is going to happen to you, honestly. Like, there goes Okta. Oh man, just squeezed out of that one. Got to learn from that. On an earnings play like Okta that can move like this, I should have been a little more patient with that short. So that's okay. I'm glad that some of you have that into the close now. Only 20 minutes left. Let's see where we go.
Somebody asking about Mara as well. What do we think about Mara? Obviously, watching this name, you're going to want to look at Bitcoin price, see what's happening there. And I quickly glancing at it, I didn't actually look at it too much today. But flat on the day, not doing too much. Definitely, 30 minutes left to go. I'm not really expecting too much to move here. I kind of want to say, like, obviously down on the day, 4.5%. You got VWAP around this area. You got like the high a day over here. It's like if for whatever, like it's like we got 30 minutes, so it's like I'm not really expecting anything here. But maybe you could argue like the fade play if we get to like that 1150 for the fade back down. But for the most part, kind of dead. I'm not really expecting any moves there. I would be surprised to see, if it does move. And I just want to zoom out on this very quickly because to kind of see like where has this come from and like what is it looking like from like a longer term perspective. Did it break lows? Yeah, so you potentially got that 11 area that just recently broke. But it's just sideways, and it's going to obviously move in tandem with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin not really having crazy moves, like just kind of towards the bottom, creating the channel that it's in right now. I almost want to say that unless Bitcoin makes a break, whether to the upside or the downside, then you consider these names and play them unless you have your own strategy on it, or unless you're playing specific levels that kind of set themselves up. Right now, it kind of feels like this is not really going to do much. Really looking like my Snapchat trade, which is not really doing much, just kind of chilling at this level, going sideways, in the money, out of the money. I'm basically flat right now. Average short 11.59.1, so I guess 11.60-ish. And I don't know if this is going to sell off. We got 28 minutes to go, and I lost track of time. I'm having a great time today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show, because I'm over here and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this short's gonna be good, like we're gonna go back down. And then I'm like, wait a second, what time is it? Oh, it's already 3:32. Okay, so I don't actually have that much time. So to think this is gonna get back to 11, like no, it is not gonna get back to 11 today. So gotta manage my expectations and kind of be ready for that, for tomorrow as well, because, lose track of time, just having too much fun over here. And, but maybe, I don't really think that this is going to burst higher. If it does, I'll get out. But, maybe I'll just end up flat on the trade.
All right. We did not get. So again, we talked about getting some 65s. We were able to get those there on Snapchat. So we do have a small piece left. Let's see where it goes. I hope it does fade out for you the rest of the day. I'm getting some out now You're still short Snapchat, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can see our positions up here as well. So I know sometimes you're saying that on our program feed that's going to be there. Let's see if we get out. I'm just going to try to get the rest out here at 61. It keeps failing at 65. So it's like, you know what? Let's see if that can go down. But we do have a new position alert right now. The last one of the day. I don't want to say the last one of the day for me, but it might be the last AMD look today. So there we go. We're going to short AMD right now off that high, and let's just see. Maybe we give back something into the close. That was a really great run up right there in the futures. So let's see if it can hold this. This is where I've been pretty sloppy, I feel like, today. Like, I'm going to try to hold this, into 81.60 or so right there. But I just feel like I'm putting on risk. But, like, if I'm short, I should almost be short up here, like near the top, right? Like, not when we're dancing around the 50 period, not when we're back into this area. It's going to need to come in, quite a bit here for this to win, right? Otherwise, I got to wait to let it test this level. And that's where I get frustrated, because this happened to me yesterday on AMD, where it's like we wanted to go short. We were short yesterday into the close, and then it just ripped out of nowhere. You guys remember me, you remember me on that trade probably. Or maybe you don't. I have so many trades, but, and then we just got mad and we shorted the TQQ, and that was a great one. We made more money on that when we lost on AMD, so it's all good. But, sometimes trading in the middle here, like in these ranges, is not great. So now that I see this, I think I'll take out a little bit of pressure here if we can come to the bottom of this level there, 30s or so, just to get out flat. And then I'd like to average back in a little bit in the 50s if we can, because, yeah, definitely a little too aggressive there on my position. I feel like I'm here to win, and I'd like to have this thing go down and then be able to hold this a little bit more. It's just for right now, because we're a little choppy in this area, let me take something out at 30 or so, and then we'll regroup it on that. And Brendan just hit us up there. It's 180 million to buy today. So it's a buy side, 180 million. Yesterday, because it was a rebalance, it came out, I think it was 4.2 billion, I believe. It came out yesterday. And of course, that's due to the rebalance of the MSCI, which we talked about. Did you have any MSCI trades yesterday? I didn't really notice anything.
There's anytime you get these rebalancing.
There was Apple was a big one.
Apple was huge. I didn't. I was looking for something specific, so, didn't kind of see the setup, so kind of stayed away from it. But these rebalancing, for anybody that doesn't know, very high liquid event, right? So, loving those high liquid events, you could really size up on them. They don't come around too often. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. You don't want to push the gas if it's not there, like any other trade. Didn't have a trade yesterday, but maybe next time.
Yeah, that's all good. I was just asking in case you remember something. I remember Apple came out as a pretty big sell. Yeah. We could check out the Apple chart just to show you, because we're talking about it right now. So let's go over this. So I did take out a piece there at 30. It was a winner there on AMD. I will average it in the 50s. We talked about that, where my out is. So this was Apple yesterday at the close. Where are we going? Okay, this is just the day. This is the today. So here's yesterday into the close. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. This is 350 right here. So this level right here is 350. It came out, we showed it to you live on the show. And if you're not, again, I hate to always ask to hit the like button, but please do that. We used to have a graphic that used to come up that used to say hit the like button. I think we got to do that again if we can find it. But there it is right there, 159.20. Look at this drop all the way down into the final print. So you basically went from 150, that little spike up, we don't have to, let's just say 159, who cares? 159 all the way down into the 4 o'clock close of 157. So just on that huge sell imbalance, Apple gave you $2 clean to the downside. There was a little bit of stop and go there, but then it just accelerated into the close before printing a unbelievable 3 million? Yeah, 3 million shares. 31 million shares? Nah, 3 million. I'll have to find out. I don't think it was 31 million, but could have been on the rebalance. But no, it must have been 3 million. Anyways, Apple did have that little tank down there yesterday. Okay, AMD, there we go. Let's go. We did not get our reload, which sucks because we were waiting. I don't even want to say what I was waiting at because it went to 51. And I mean, I could show you my offers at 52, but that doesn't matter because there it comes back to the downside. We just took a piece out at 26. We have another one coming out at 20. Hopefully this will continue its move to the downside. My last trade right now, let's see if we can make this the hero short there. I would like to see it get back to 81, and I don't think that that's asking too much on a day like today for AMD and NVIDIA when you're down this much. So let's see if that can go down. Sorry, Brian James, you missed the chicken wing show. That was last week, so a week ago tomorrow. So it was Friday of last week. If you want to go to YouTube, that's the best thing about YouTube. They just keep all the shows there, so you can go back and have a quick look at that one. That was a lot of fun. But thank you, Beauty and Things up there, for the great show comment. That means a lot to us. Yeah, we could tank a little so we can go up tomorrow. I feel like there's buyers on the sideline, man. I mean, you saw that big tank happen today, and then they came in and bought it up on the midday. So they hit it early, bought it late, and then now buying it late again. So yeah, maybe there are buyers tomorrow. I definitely do not think we have a free fall Friday. Whether or not we go up or down, we'll see what we start with. I have to learn my lesson though, and I'm going to try to do that about trying to not keep, catch falling swords. I mean, you could look at the market with rose-colored glasses, but honestly, when the momentum is to the downside, it's best to stay away unless you're short.
Yeah, it's funny that you say falling swords, not falling knives, because, today at some point was a falling sword. Somebody in the chat, Chef, saying, you guys know what I noticed today. Luca did not say it is what it is one time, and that had me on the floor. I was laughing. I don't know if you guys heard me. I'm like, really? I didn't say that. I had more screen time today, and I actually didn't say that. Like, oh man, I must have been super locked in there. But yeah, kind of funny. But I'm sure, the phrases come back, muscle memory. So yeah, and somebody saying, you might have jinxed it. I don't even know if I said it. I don't even know half the things that I'm saying over here. But yeah, still nursing this Snapchat short. Now showing printing 11:55. I'm not expecting too much, just kind of looking at the time. We got 20 minutes left. Maybe we touch that 11:50 and break and get back into this kind of range over here. But yeah, managing my expectations. Like if we print 11:51, I'm out. And then if we get below there, everything else will be a gift. Lock it in, not too big of a winner, but I'll take my 10 cents.
Yeah, and that was a good trade, man, and that's why we got out. So we went long there. We took that 65, and then we got out on that 61, actually, where that was, and then there's the nice little move to the downside now. So let's go, man. We are trying to hit these shorts today, so let's see if that can keep on. I got to mute this chat. Yeah, it's in my ear every time I get a ding there. Okay, nice little move down there for Snapchat. Early mock imbalance is a buy side. Thanks, man. Thanks again. I feel like it's been a great show today. Yeah, that is one of your sayings. It is what it is.
It's like a saying that it's like how you end a sentence. It's like, yeah, it is what it. I'm guys, I'm short here, and it's gonna go down, and if it doesn't, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me because the market is what it is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Nice little move to the downside right there today. Chewy, we talked about that yesterday. That was off earnings yesterday. Snowflake. Ugh. I gotta say, you know what? Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow, you guys want me to pull Tony tomorrow? Maybe we'll have Tony come on for a quick little 20 minutes in the afternoon. I'll talk to him, see if he wants to come on. The reason why I want to talk to him about it is that I know that I want to see if he's still net short. He was shorting the market. Unfortunately, I believe it was on margin, but I don't recommend that. We jiggle here, we chuckle here because Tony's already explained all this to you guys, so it's not like I'm putting him on blast or anything. But one name that he was definitely negative on was Snowflake. So I want to see how that trade's working out for him, and I think it was a great call, man. Snowflake came out with earnings and blasted everybody to the upside. It was a great earnings report, and it was. And this was one of my better trades of July. what month are we in now? September? Wow.
September, yeah.
That was one of my better trades of
flies when you're having
August,
fun.
was on earnings there. But Snowflake goes up to 200, 210, and now today falling back down to VWAP. So I feel like if he was levered in this on an option, or maybe he margined short, I don't know if, I don't think he would have shorted the stock. $200 seems to be a lot to do that. But anyways, I think it'll be interesting. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow if we can get Tony the Tiger on the show tomorrow about 2:45-ish. But we probably have a guest tomorrow. But anyways, let's go over to Brenda. What up?
One I haven't seen for a while, just popping up. PaySafe, guys. PSFE on a volume spike here. You can see back above 160, 170 area, I guess. Might have been just a technical break there, but PSFE trying to go.
Wanted to grab him.
I don't know. Yeah.
Luca breaking sports here. Donovan Mitchell traded? Not Don. Yeah, Donovan
Yeah,
Mitchell.
Donovan
traded.
Mitchell. Somebody in the chat saying Donovan Mitchell traded to the Cavs.
Spider.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I thought he'd be a lifer for sure.
Well, Utah got rid of Gobert and all that stuff, so I think that they're probably just stockpiling draft picks there. Utah's not going to be able to compete in the West. There's so many strong teams.
Yeah,
I mean, so many strong teams everywhere right now in the NBA. And Kevin Durant apparently made up with everybody. I think they just, they must have had a makeout session or whatever. But Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, and Kevin Durant. I mean, if they can play together, and that's always been the problem, health and egos and stuff like that. That's why I just tongue-in-cheek make that joke. But I feel like the talent there with Steve Nash, and I know he's a relatively unproven coach, but Brooklyn's going to be a tough team to beat. And I still like Philly. Apparently Harden, our boy Prad's boy there, he's been in the gym. Harden apparently looking good, trying to get that. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, there's Prad. You might as well go over there. Prad finally comes back to his seat and does this kind of stuff. So there we go. I want that Harden jersey again one day, man. I'm going to get this dude a Philadelphia 76ers Harden jersey. He has the Houston Rockets. Right there. Shout out to Hakeem Olajuwon as well. Okay, we just missed that AMD trade. We were waiting at 20s. It came to literally 22 or something. Now let's see where it can go. The market hopefully falling down. We only have 5 minutes now till imbalances. So yeah, put me in, coach. Oh, that donut. Yeah, so I gave that donut back there to Tony. I didn't want to have that donut. Trying to trim down there, look more like you, my man. And we're going to stay off those donuts there. Although if Neil was here, Neil's already in great shape. There's no doubt about that. But he loves those donuts. He loves the apple fritter. So anybody all about that? Let's go.
Just very quickly.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You talk whenever you want.
Talking about apple fritters. Anybody who has been to San Remo Bakery knows the
Don't start with me.
Knows the apple fritters over there are top. Those are the best.
San Remo.
It's in Etobicoke.
Yeah, it's Royal York and just south of Queensway there.
It's a great bakery, and I'll tell you a quick story. The first time that I went to San Remo Bakery, it was me and my brother were in line, and the lady in front of us is like, "Yeah, hi, I'll get a box of 6 donuts, all apple fritters." And I look at my brother, and I'm like,
"What are you doing?"
I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, what is this?" And then, whatever, I put the order in, and no plans to get the apple fritter. And I'm like, well, I got to get one now. I mean, she ordered 6. So we got one, we split it, we tried it. And safe to say, the second time we went back there, I'm like, yeah, hi, I'd like to get 12 apple fritters, please, for the family, because they're that good. They're that good.
Did they have 12 there, though? Like they had the 6 plus the 12s? That's 8.
Yeah. You got to go early. Sometimes they run out.
That lineup is ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know who went there? Portnoy.
Yeah.
El Presidente there when he was doing his little pizza tour there. Davey Day Trader, that guy got blown out of his account real quick. What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He secured the bag.
It's all good, man. I mean,
he secured the bag.
Smart. I mean, look, the thing about that Davey Day Trader stuff, I mean, he really took advantage of a lot of it. Was smart. I mean, goes live during the pandemic. Everybody's sitting at home. He's trying to prove that anybody can trade, and sort of saw that. I think he took like $1 million hit or something. I don't know what that was. Yeah, no, I think he had a lot of shares on Alibaba too. So I think that some of those got hit there. But hey, shout out, man. I would love to have Portnoy on here. I mean, let's work on getting him, guys. I mean, you guys want to tweet him, say, come on the Best Trading Show. We love Dave Portnoy. We can talk to him about lots of stuff, man. I mean, I've been watching those shows. So many great pizza places in Toronto too. So we talked to him about that as well. But okay, AMD, I see you. I'm just gonna put something on the bid at some point here. I mean, I'm thinking this can come down. There is a small size there. This is really, was there something just come out on this? The market right now is starting to head back to the downside. And the reason why I say did something come out, did you see like sort of the velocity of the trades there. Like, they really started to ramp up there, and like some crazy like machine gun action right there. So we'll see what happens there with there it is. See, you see how fast that 40,000 was gone there, like it didn't even exist.
Yeah.
So here we go. Some nice moves to the downside here for the market, and we're here, man. Our AMD's at 81.22, so you can watch this with me. But I'm just trying to make like we're short at what? We're short at 737. You know what? I don't know. Let's put a bid at 29 there. I don't know. I mean, it keeps on. This is why this market's, I mean, just got to 29. This is why it's so frustrating though, is because like the market tries to go down and then it's like, nah, we don't want to go down anymore. And we'll just like, we'll touch some key levels and just go right back up. And then when it tanks, like it's like you can't even catch the short. So we'll hold on. Like, look at it. I just got 29 straight back to 40 about a couple seconds later. So, all right, imbalances. Yeah, the imbalances are coming out. You guys are asking about them. Thanks for watching. Let me see. How many likes do we need for imbalances? Let me see what we have here. Ooh, already 1.2K. Ooh, they're liking this bakery talk, man. They're like,
I could talk food. I could keep going.
I don't know, maybe we need to. No. Let's get to 1.5K in 2 minutes. Let's do that, and then I'm gonna show the imbalances anyways. But let's pretend like we're not gonna show the imbalances, and we need to get up to 1.5K. I think we're gonna be able to do that right now anyways, 1.3K. These are what the imbalances are. Yeah, I'm not gonna, I mean, come on, we have to be man of the people here, right? So these are what the imbalances are gonna look like. They're gonna fill out here at 350 right now. I don't know if you got any update there, Brenda. Let me just click on our chat there. No change as of 8 minutes ago, so it probably won't update now. We only have 1 minute and 30 left, thanks to our friends at Financial Juice. They coming tomorrow, Brendo? Nah, everyone's on vacay. Okay, sure, shouldn't have said that. Maybe they're coming tomorrow, maybe they are not. But right now, only, man, that's really backfiring on me right now. Like Neil's on vacation, Danielle's on vacation. Maybe we'll get Raider Trader back. I don't know, I shouldn't say that either without double checking. And I'm gonna try to get Tony. I'm gonna try to get Tony on. I think that'll be fun, him, and I on the show tomorrow, hopefully for a couple minutes anyways. But here we go, only a minute left. Why don't you talk for a couple seconds? I'll adjust this and then we'll show the imbalance locator.
Yeah, sure. So just quickly covering, last trade just in the Snapchat short still, and covered at that 1151, got the print, thought maybe we could break. And again, I said, anything that goes lower, it's a gift, and I'm gonna ride it if I can. My average being like 1160, so it's not a big deal. I mean, like if I get out at 1156, it's still a win, but less size, and I'll just like take the extra money if it comes, and if not, whatever is what it is. But maybe I just throw this. I MLC this order, and like I tell the guys in the back, I will become a portfolio manager by trading on the close. Now I'm a money manager. Now I'm making sophisticated decisions. But more likely not. More likely just cover very quickly, make my life easy.
All right, let's come over here quickly. We only have 5 seconds left now, so we're going to watch these things light up a little bit, and we'll watch the NASDAQ go. We'll watch the names. I'll click on them as we go, so we'll hold it down here. Whoa, there it is. Ford comes with a buy, 1.5 million. That's 1,000K, otherwise known as 1 million as well. There's Apple with the buy. So Apple buy, I think right now, maybe we just get out. I'm going to take another piece out maybe of this AMD. Apple with the buy probably sends this market to the upside right now. So yeah, we should get out of some AMD. There goes Apple. Let's see what it does. So that imbalance comes out at 157. It's already up 20 cents, 30 cents. Trying to go more on this one. It looks like it is sending our AMD to the moon here a little bit. I don't see AMD on here at all, but there it is. We get out of AMD, so that sucks. It's never really worth holding into the imbalances, but again, we were on the buy side. There it comes. Brendan pumps it out there. 736 million shares to buy. And look at Apple. I mean, let's just make an API, man. I mean, it comes out there as a bid, boom, goes the dynamite. Straight up to the upside. You can't hit the keys fast enough. Like that was probably already up 20 or 30 cents, but there goes Apple. What about Ford? Ford's also a buy on here. So let's see what that did as its largest buy. Yeah, it's actually gapping up. 1507 up to 1511. Obviously not as big of a move on Apple. AT&T, TLT. What else is going on here? I mean, TLT, we're not gonna look at that. I mean, it moves, but whatever. We don't talk about it too much. Intel only was 600,000. Probably not a big mover there, although it's a sell side for Intel. I don't expect, yeah. I mean, anyways, as it goes, there's Apple. Yesterday a monster sell, today a monster, not monster, but million share buy. So those are the imbalances brought to you by Day Trade the World.
It blows my mind that like you're getting that much size coming in, showing like 700 million, $1 billion to sell, and price is just not affected. Like these are like imbalances orders, right? It's like this has to take place on this close in the next 5 minutes, in the next 10 minutes. And you'd be surprised. I mean, it's like it shows 700 million notional to sell on Apple, and yet the price is, it sold off yesterday, but it didn't sell off the way that I think it could have sold off, right? So it's like you kind of learn new things every day, and this is why you want to, continue to get the reps in and see these things. You don't want to really, really size up until you see things a few times, because you'd be surprised at like how quickly size can fill. It's like initially going back to that meta trade, 1,000 lots on the offer. I'm like, okay, this is good. Like we're good here, short is good. And Sean's like, oh, that'll just get eaten in like 5 seconds. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And then 2 seconds later, boom, it's gone. So live and learn. Always good to get the reps in and continue to get better. But yeah, some of these imbalances, definitely interesting to see how the kind of price reacts to them. But a lot of the times, I'm always blown away, to see how much money moves in such a short period of time.
Oh, man. You want to talk about money moving around here. AMD, man, is going to take out $82 after seeing $78 today. So we got out. Really no damage done on that last little bit. Obviously, we hit the short, and you guys saw me. We just got some out at 29. Then our last piece breaks through 60, and we get it out. So really not too much damage done on that last little short. But, yeah, big-time movement back up to the upside. Trying to take out again. It's almost like you could have just closed your eyes today. AMD is actually going to be flat on the day. I know it shows it's down 3.5%, but look where we started. We started the day at 82.50. We're going to end the day at 82 bucks. 50 cents off of this name, you're going to feel like nothing even happened. Some of these hedge funds, you talked about being a money manager, all you had to do today was buy NVIDIA at these barcoded bottoms, and you just made 5%.
Or AMD.
Or any of those, anything at the bottom today, and you probably made 4 or 5%. Obviously NVIDIA will be the biggest one because of just the sheer destruction that it had. But down there it was down 13% at one point, and now you're only down 8%. So, you could just book that profit, take the rest of the year off, and act like you made 5% this year. But right there, a nice little move on that one to the upside. I guess we can cancel some of our bids. Make sure, that's the one thing you want to do, is go back over your trades. Make sure you don't have any marketable orders that are left out there. Let's just check back on Apple. That was that big imbalance. Look at this thing. Taking out day high. You want to talk about a strong stock. Apple is right back at its day high. Oh, to be able to short this. Look at this. Top again. To me, this looks like a great short. Unfortunately, with only 4 minutes left now, before there's 1 minute left. Nothing's going to happen there. So let's just say 5 minutes till the end of the day. Doesn't look like it's going to be a possibility here for us to short this, nor do I really want to take the risk into that short right now. But that looks like a good one for Apple. If you're on this name, you can try to short this against this high right there. But a good move upside. Quick little one more time look here. Ford still has the bid, so I don't know. Maybe it's again, 1 million shares. It's done 59 million shares today. But look what it did, man. It was a bid. 350 came and shot this right back to the day's high again on Ford. So again, kind of a hold my beer situation here today, as a lot of these names came just rifling right back there. Pinterest on the sell. Oh, that's a lot of shares to sell for Pinterest. 800,000, that's 10% of the day. So this could fall into the close as well. 2270, the top for Pinterest. Let's go over to Brendan as we have the earnings board.
Interesting number there at 350, guys. It was around 200, and then jumped up to 7, and now we get this kind of a move. So pretty impressive. Here we go. Yeah, not much left as far as earnings, but a couple of notable ones to come tomorrow.
Yeah, don't put that throw to Brendan thing up there. I'm too used to looking at this screen here. Broadcom, I don't know what Joanne is. I'm going to say that might be a clothing company of some sort, of retail. There, Lululemon's on there. Not too much that I'm super excited about. You like any of those names?
No. As soon as Apple's done reporting, I'm like, all right, earnings season done for me. Wrap it up. See you guys next time. But maybe something interesting comes through. But unless we get some outsized moves, then I'm not really expecting too much. Something I want to just say very quickly. Shout out to Dustin in the chat, who called before SPY going to 396 at the close. We are now at 395.85. And I think you brought it up again, which got my attention. And I pulled it up. I go, no, get out of here. And I look, and we're literally at 395.20. And I was like, is this going to touch 396 today? We're 20 cents away. There's 4 minutes to go. We didn't come all this way to not touch 396. So I think you're correct on that one. So solid call there. Kind of wish I just lowered the boat on that one. So,
solid call. But, when we started the show, remember the percentage we were down when we started the show?
Market-wise?
Yeah, I think it was about 1%.
Oh, yeah.
And remember when I said that maybe we'll turn green on the day on the NASDAQ?
and here we are. What a call. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, so there we go. We turned green. The NASDAQ has a little bit of work to do there. Like I said, man, I need to just like channel my, you know, my inner Arun here, start trading some futures because honestly, these stocks really are starting to, man, I've only been doing this for 21 years, but that's why the grays are coming in here. The hair is getting lost. But, you know, I mean, like Okta, really Okta? Like I make this call as the market rips, Luca, Okta is just falling back in. And what happens to me? I take a 50-cent hit there because I'm trying to be like responsible and stuff, you know. They're boom to the downside, almost sees me get out. Literally at the top. Like, you want to talk about frustration. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I can NFT this right now. But, you know, all good because, you know, we have, that's a 550 winner right there. So we can hold in our account, trust me, a 50-cent hit. But, I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, that should be $1.50 in the pocket there. Not that we would have held it all the way down. We definitely would not have. This little back and forth there would have caught pause for some concern. So we definitely would have took some out there. But yeah, nice little move down for Okta. So anybody that was following that, boom, goes the dynamite on that. But yeah, these futures, man, great little call there. I think I'm going to start looking at this a little bit more as we go. Yesterday we made a great trade on the TQQ to end the day. It doesn't matter if it's there or not, but maybe we'll just try to look at this and see if we can trade the futures a little bit more for you guys on the show. But anyways, $27 there on the TQQ held. Not that the TQQs do anything on an even dollar level, but it's funny to see that hold. There goes the NASDAQ. There goes everything. It is going to turn positive. Look at AMD. I mean, we battled this thing all day only to see it go $1 up in the last 10 minutes. Like this was we just got out. This time was 550. Like we got 81.29s, 81.29. It's at 82.50 now. This stock goes up $1.30 in the last 8 minutes of the trading day. To act as if there is nothing wrong in the semiconductor space. It's still nicely down 3%, so don't, you know, let's not pretend like, you know, the whole world's fixed here. But either way, man, big time movement to the upside. As I need to message Rob here because I ran out of RAM again today on this. Yo, what's up, Tony? Yo, Tony, you want to come on the show for 10 or 20 minutes tomorrow? Sure, there it is. Asked live and delivered. So there it is, Tony coming live on the show tomorrow for a couple minutes. We'll chat back and forth to see when and if that's going to happen tomorrow. But there you go, Tony, another man of the people there, and we're going to have him on tomorrow because I see your snowflake, my friend, doing quite nicely to the downside. All right, Luca, it's almost over with. Prad, you're going to ruin the shot. Here we go. Countdown right now on. Prad was just there. You can come on, Prad. There he is right there. Hidden in the side there. 7, 6. We're getting ready to close the shop. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Prad. Everybody today. What a great little opportunity to trade there if you were long midday and were able to hold any of that. That's fantastic. What you clapping for there?
Good day.
Good day. Okay.
Good day.
I didn't know if I missed something over there.
Well, I'm just like, you know, Tony's here. It's a good time. Prad's in the corner. Like, you know, first time doing the show. Having a great time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Yeah, Prad wearing sunglasses indoors. Kind of bright for him. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there. But, yeah.
The lights shine bright on that guy.
Yeah, you know, the lights are bright over here. It's like, it's tough under pressure.
Just look
you know,
directly in them. Bad idea.
But, yeah, you know, lots of fun. Always lots of fun.
Practice throwing to Brendan.
Yeah, so let's throw it to Brendan now really quickly.
And then the one time he does, this is what I'm looking at.
Disaster there.
Tag timing.
Oh, man.
Oh, there we go. There, it's good.
Okay,
it's good.
let him
All right,
try
let's
again.
go.
Let him try again. Go ahead, Luke.
All right, so, you know, it was a great day. Hopefully you guys had a great day. And, you know, we're going to really quickly send it to Brendan.
Yeah, let's get you caught up, Luca, on how we ended the day. A little bit of a red day, but well off the lows, guys. I was waiting for the NASDAQ to refresh there, and yeah, I don't think it actually got there. It did, but then we dipped back down right at the close. So 0.02. We'll call it flat. How about that? Same story for the Dow. S&P did get there, though, 0.25% to the upside. Good to see.
All right. Yeah, some theories on there about Prad wearing sunglasses indoors. Oh, God. That was right here. What is that up to? Bro, like you're not Sharif there. Like, you know, people can see the definition. Okay. All right. There's Prad right there. Good day for Prad. He's really happy. That's great. I'm sure all of you guys also pretty happy with your day. I'm just noticing right now, I don't know if Lulu just came out or not, but it is a nice little spike to the upside. Anybody that shorts this company, let's see. Now the chart won't load for me, but all right. Anyways, that's an epic fail as well. There's Lulu. It's up to 300 right now. We just saw. It's not really though. I think that must have been that was just a bad tick. Okay, so right now the real offer is 296, so that's very similar to where it closed, but a big spike up there, putting Lulu to 3. So I don't see the numbers out. I don't think they are, right, Brendo, there for Lululemon. So no, not out yet, but hey, I want to thank everybody today. I want to thank the man to my right here, Luca, man, congratulations, your first day here. I think it was, well, not your first day here, but with me, I think it was very similar to the midday show.
Yeah, just midday show, a little bit longer and less catchphrases, I think.
Okay,
myself.
good. All right. We'll work on some new ones for tomorrow, but tomorrow's Friday, so we're excited to come in, wrap up that week with everybody. A big thanks to Sharif and Prad holding down the midday show. Thank you so much to Fahad over there and Lucas as well, Maggie, Katrine, Liz. We filmed some funny things again today. We're doing Stalking the Streets tomorrow, so if anybody has any ideas what you want me to ask, definitely put those in the chat, and we'll get to those tomorrow. So Stalking the Streets, we're heading out there. We're going to have some fun. Thanks to Brendan, some good news pieces today, of course, as we go. And yeah, we'll just we'll look forward to tomorrow. I mean, some earnings coming on there. You going to the X at all, Brendo?
I haven't had any plans. No, I mean, I'm leaving tomorrow for a week, so it's it's
right.
vacay. It's vacay time. Non-farm payrolls tomorrow as well, guys. 8:30 a.m. Make sure you're here for that.
Ooh, wow, yeah, good call out there. Yeah, so join us at 8:30 tomorrow when we'll go over all those numbers. And we said something today that we're not going to get too many trades in before the market opens. Remember you said you wanted to give yourself a quick 5 minutes there because of Snapchat there today?
Yeah. Today was a learning lesson on Snapchat. You know, getting smoked right off the open. I was like, you know what, tomorrow, first 5 minutes, let it play itself out and then make decisions.
Someone just put in the chat, tomorrow's a day for the history books. I don't know why, but we'll see tomorrow non-farm payroll. If that number's horrendous, then we could have a problem because Fed is looking at data now, and if it doesn't come out good, then we're going to be in trouble. But hey, for everybody here, stay tuned for the trade of the day. It's AMD, and we went short, we went long. I think we hit that one pretty good today. So from everybody here at Trader TV Live, make sure you join us tomorrow. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit the like button. We're at 1.6K. That's pretty impressive. So thank you to everybody for that, and we will see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.